Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Freeman Motorsports for the United Rentals Work United 500 from Phoenix Raceway. This is the final race in the West Coast Swing for the NASCAR Cup Series, and Kyle Larson will lead the field to green after dominating in practice and qualifying so far this weekend. Does anybody have anything for Kyle Larson? That's the real question for today. Thanks to everybody tuning in. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe, especially if you're tuning in after the race is over. We're going to be bringing you all the action throughout the day. Looking in at the chat here already. Ginger Williamson, how are you doing? Big Smoke, how are you doing? Look, I see the closer is winning. Well, you know what? He's dominated at this track in the past, so I definitely feel like you can't ever rule out Kevin Harvick when we go to Phoenix. How are you? I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing, Big Smoke? Yeah, we'll go through your running order here really quick. Right now, they're on the opening pace laps already, so the green flag literally just moments away. On the front row, you got Kyle Larson. On the inside is outside the number 11 of Denny Hamlin. On row 2, the winner last week, William Byron in the 24 Chevrolet. To his outside, Brad Keselowski with a solid qualifying effort. I'm excited to see what he can do today. On row number 3, you got the 20 of Christopher Bell, and to his outside, the Watermelon Man who came up just short of a championship last time we were at Phoenix. He will roll off P6. In row number 4, Michael McDowell with another good qualifying effort. He'll roll off P7. Rolling out to his outside is Ryan Blaney. On row number 5, you have the number 8 of Kyle Busch, who won at Auto Club just a couple of weekends ago. To his outside is the number 43 of Eric Jones. On row 6, Daniel Suarez has had top 10s in every race so far this season. Can he keep that streak alive? And to his outside will be the 45 of Tyler Reddick, who is still struggling to have a solid run so far in 2023 with his new team. On row 7, the number 19 of Martin Truex Jr. and to his outside, the rookie Ty Gibbs. On row 8, the number 4 of Kevin Harvick, who has been so dominant at this racetrack in the past. Can he eke out another victory here in Phoenix? To his outside is the number 22 of Joey Logano, who's trying to recover after a last place finish last time out in Las Vegas. In row 9, you have the number 9 of Josh Berry filling in for Chase Elliott. We'll see if he can have a better run here today. Starting to his outside is Alex Bowman, who's had top 10s in every race so far this season. He's trying to keep that streak alive. And in row number 10, you have the 23 of Bubba Wallace, and to his outside, Austin Cindric. On row number 11, the number 17 of Chris Buescher, and to his outside, the 16 of A.J. Allmendinger. On row 12, your Daytona 500 champion, rookie Stenhouse Jr., and Chase Briscoe will roll off P24. He won this race last time out in the spring. He's looking for another victory after a rough start to 2023. In row number 13, you have the number 41 of Ryan Preece, and to his outside, the 31 of Justin Haley. In row 14, Harrison Burton in the 21 and the 7 of Corey LaJoie, who's trying to keep his streak of top 20s alive to start off this season. Rolling off in row number 15, the 15 of Todd Gilliland. That's right, Todd Gilliland in the 15 this weekend with Rick Bear Racing. And his outside, the number 3 of Austin Dillon. In row 16, the 10 of Eric Almirola and the 42 of Noah Gragson. Both of those guys have been off to really rough starts here in 2023. In row number 17, B.J. McLeod and the 38 of Zane Smith. That's right, Zane Smith driving that 38 car this weekend. This is one of 6 Cup Series starts he'll have for Front Row Motorsports so far this season. And then rounding out your field in row 18, the 77 of Ty Dillon and the 51 of Cody Ware. And the only driver going to the rear today is going to be Zane Smith, but as you can tell, he's already going to be starting all the way down in 34th, so he's not really sacrificing any track position here. Stage 1 will be 60 laps. Stage 2 will be 125, and the final stage will be 127. The lights are out on the pace car. We will be going green next time by. Thanks to everybody tuning in. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. We already got 12 people in here. I appreciate it. Ski Racer 73, how are you doing? What's up, Kenneth? Clark, let's go. NASCAR drivers for today. Yeah, my pick, I mean, no bias. Kyle Larson this time. I think I've already picked him almost every weekend so far this season, but today, he's got really good pace. He came up just short last weekend in Las Vegas. If it wasn't for that late race caution for Eric Almirola, he probably would have won. So he's looking to maybe get some redemption here today. But if not Kyle Larson, I think William Byron has a really good shot of going back-to-back. And my underdog pick for the day is 99 of Daniel Suarez. Here we are, though. Kyle Larson on the inside, Denny Hamlin on the outside. We are about to go green flag racing for 312 laps from Phoenix Raceway. And the green flag is out for the United Rentals. Work United, 500 at Phoenix. And Kyle Larson with a great restart down low. That outside line just did not get going. And Kyle Larson already clear to the lead. Denny Hamlin with a really poor restart here. William Byron looking to take second place away from Hamlin, and he'll have that spot. Meanwhile, Kyle Busch making it 3 wide way down on the apron back there in the bottom half of the top 10 as they work their way off of turn 2. Kyle Larson, William Byron, and now Christopher Bell trying to take third place from his teammate. Denny Hamlin with a really poor restart here as Christopher Bell's going to get by Hamlin off of turn number 4. Oh, I spoke too soon. Hamlin going to stay on the corner panel of the 11. But now here comes William Byron making a move to the inside of Kyle Larson for the lead down the front straightaway into turn 1. William Byron ahead of his teammate for now. He's going to run Kyle Larson up the racetrack just a bit. Oh, Kyle Larson probably not going to be too happy about that. Byron really put Kyle Larson up the track there. When it's now Byron, Larson, and now Hamlin trying to cross over Bell. Hamlin looks to the inside of Bell through turns 3 and 4. Then Keselowski rounds out your top 5. Then Chastain, McDowell, Blaney, Reddick, Busch, your top 10 after 2 laps of racing. Bell fighting on the outside of Hamlin through turns 1 and 2 off a corner exit. Bell will have that run on the high side, but Hamlin squeezes him off, and now he's got that third position back. Thanks to everybody watching so far. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Now, here comes Brad Keselowski to the outside of Christopher Bell off of turn 4. A big run from that 6 car. And now Chastain to the inside of Bell down the front straightaway. Bell losing all sorts of positions right now. Chastain to the inside of Bell off of turn number 2. And he's not going to be able to hold it down there. So they're going to stay side by side down the front back straightaway. Behind him, Blaney going to the inside of McDowell for 7th. McDowell having a really good run here so far, proving that qualifying run was not a fluke. Reddick cuts it way down on the apron. He's going to make it 3 wide with McDowell and Blaney. Blaney going to surge ahead of McDowell through turns 1 and 2. That's for 7th. He's got that spot now. Now Reddick to the inside of McDowell. He fills that hole down the back straightaway. He's got the slight advantage. Further ahead, Bell trying to cross over Ross Chastain into turn 3. Thanks to everybody watching so far. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe as now we have 5 laps complete here from Phoenix. Tyler Reddick moving a little bit ahead of McDowell into turn 1. And Bell's going to get by Chastain off of turn 2, take that spot back. At the front of the field, William Byron now up to a half a second lead over Kyle Larson. And then Hamlin about 1.5 seconds back in 3rd. Keselowski about 1.8 seconds off the lead in 4th. Then Bell back in 5th, almost 3 seconds off your leader. Oh, Chastain slides up the track there through the front straightaway. Blaney now going to have an opportunity to go to the inside of Chastain through turns 1 and 2. Blaney slowly working his way forward here since the start of this one. Blaney to the inside of Chastain through turns 3 and 4. And they're going to be even down the front straightaway. We got 20 people in here. I appreciate it. We're up to 10 likes, guys. Let's get this thing up to 20 likes. Lick that like button, as they say. And Blaney's going to be able to pull off the pass on Chastain off of turn 2, put Blaney up to 6th. McDowell and Reddick still side by side for 8th place on the track. Reddick with the slight advantage into turns 3 and 4. McDowell on the inside of Reddick. And now Reddick going to get that pass completed on the 34. Now Suarez all over the bumper of McDowell as they go through turns 1 and 2. McDowell up the racetrack just a bit. That's going to open the door for Suarez down low. And Suarez driving to the inside of McDowell through turns 3 and 4, and he's going to have that pass completed. And Ty Gibbs with a good start. He started back in, I think, 16th. He's already worked his way up to 11th, as he's going to be putting the pressure on Michael McDowell to get into the top 10. Okay, also, that's another thing to note. There's a new aero package for these cars on these shorter racetracks, these shorter, flatter racetracks, and it's built to give these cars more tire fall off, and already lap times have fallen off by about half a second, just 10 laps into the run. Ty Gibbs trying to get to the inside of Michael McDowell into turns 1 and 2. And a quicker replay. Oh, Logano got into the left rear corner panel of the 19, coming off of turn 2 a couple laps ago. A little bit of Rubbins racing right there. Not much damage to either car. Now Bubba Wallace going to the inside of Truex. But so far, Chris Buescher, a big mover, he's picked up 6 spots since the start of this race. He's up to 15th. At the front of the field, though, William Byron and Kyle Larson just gapping the field. William Byron's lead up to about 0.8 of a second over his teammate. Then Hamlin 2 seconds off the lead in third. Kevin Harvick's going to go by Eric Jones. That's for 13th on the racetrack. Yeah, both RFK cars definitely look like they have some speed. Keselowski started in 4th and has stayed there since the start. And Chris Buescher, even though he started outside the top 20, is knocking on Eric Jones' bumper for 14th. But currently, William Byron's lap times compared to some of the slower cars on the racetrack, William Byron last time by ran a 28.5, and then the guys running just about 25th. They're all running 29.2s. So William Byron about half a second to 0.7 of a second quicker than almost anybody else on the racetrack right now. Thanks to everybody watching so far. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Appreciate everybody tuning in. T-Van, how are you doing? As we're on a commercial break for the first time today, I'll catch up on the chat. They said it's really warm today. I wonder how much that'll affect the cars. I know. I'd imagine maybe the tire fall off might be a little bit more significant. The cars will probably be slipping around a bit more, especially on the long run. Hey, we got 15 likes on the day already. I appreciate it. Already over 100 viewers so far, and we are just a couple of laps in. Currently, we'll go through your, sorry about that. We'll go through your running order right now as we are still in a commercial break. At the front of the field, William Byron leads by 1.5 seconds over his teammate Kyle Larson. And then Denny Hamlin, 3.5 seconds off the lead in third. Keselowski, 4.5 seconds off the lead in fourth. Then Bell, about 5 seconds off the lead in fifth. Then you got Blaney, Reddick, Chastain, Suarez, Gibbs, your top 10. Then McDowell, Kyle Busch, Harvick, Buescher, Jones, your top 15. Then Bowman, Wallace, Truex, Logano, and Briscoe, your top 20. Then Allmendinger, Cindric, Stenhouse, Josh Berry, and Ryan Preece round out your top 25. Now Preece gets by Berry last time by. So Josh Berry started in about 17th, I believe, so he's dropped about 10 spots already. So Berry struggling here once again today. And then Noah Gragson, Almirola, Haley, Burton, and LaJoy, your top 30. Then Zane Smith, Austin Dillon, Ty Dillon, Gilliland, Ware, and McLeod round out your field. So I think your leaders are probably going to have to start working some lap traffic. Just looking at the lap times, probably about, we'll say, like 10 to 15 laps. That's when lap traffic will start to play a factor. And just for some tire fall off, to give you an aspect of what that's looking like, William Byron's fastest lap of the race is a 27.8, and right now he is running 28.7. So he's having about a second of fall off after 20 laps of green flag racing. And now we have over 30 people watching right now. Appreciate it if you drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. It's a free way to help support what we do here. And every time somebody likes or subscribes, it tells YouTube people are liking what this guy's doing. So it shows it to more people. So I really do appreciate it. So now Byron's lead up to almost 2 seconds over his teammate. And Hamlin 4 seconds off the lead in third. The two Hendrick guys, they're just driving away from the rest of the field right now. But the field already pretty spread out throughout your top 5 at least. Yeah, to give you guys a breakdown of what has changed with the aero package, predominantly the rear spoiler has basically been cut down to almost nothing. And then they also made some adjustments to the rear, what's it called again? The diffuser. Yeah, I already had over 100 viewers so far in this one. I appreciate it. Let me know in the chat, who do you think is going to win it today? Yeah, looking at the lap time, still trying to get an indication of who's running good laps right now. Byron ran a 28.89. Then Larson ran a 29.20. Hamlin ran a 29.0 flat. So Keselowski ran a 28.9. So it looks like maybe Larson had a bad lap last time by, or he's starting to have some fall off right here. Kevin Harvick putting some pressure on Kyle Busch. That's for 12th place on the racetrack. Harvick going to the inside of Kyle Busch into turns 1 and 2. Off of turn 2, Harvick looking to the inside of Kyle Busch. Not going to be able to complete the pass right there. I'm really interested to see what the fuel window's looking like for these guys. If they can run if they're going to do the entire stage, or if they're going to try and split it in half. I'm pretty sure you're going to, everybody's going to probably run the entire stage. I don't know what I'm saying. But yeah, Kyle Busch has kind of struggled since the start of this one as he gets by Michael McDowell, who's also now lost 5 spots from where he started. He's probably going to lose another one to Kevin Harvick here pretty soon. Kevin Harvick gives a bit of a tap there to the rear of the 34, knocking him up the racetrack just a bit. Now Harvick will have a run to the inside of McDowell, down the back straightaway. McDowell kind of boxed in by Kyle Busch on the top side, and now Harvick is going to take the 12th position. We've seen a decent amount of passing so far. Really, nobody's picked up more than 5 or so spots, or lost 5 or so spots since the start of this one. Christopher Bell going to the inside of Brad Keselowski for 4th place on the racetrack, down the back straightaway into turn 3. Bell going to have the advantage, and Keselowski not really going to be able to fight back much here. Christopher Bell up to 4th. And now Ryan Blaney lurking in the shadows behind that 6th car. I think he's going to be taking away that 5th position from Brad here pretty soon. I don't know. They're talking about possibly splitting the stage. I don't think you can risk it just because of I know there's there's a lot of tire fall off, but I just don't think there's enough. I don't know. It's going to be close. You could split the stage, but I just don't know if it's worth the strategy call here, especially because the Hendrick cars are so fast. They're just driving away from the field. I think you really risk putting yourself a lap down here early on. But if anybody is going to split the stage, they'll hit pit road in the next couple of laps. Kevin Harvick has gotten by Kyle Busch, by the way, for the 11th position. He slowly is working his way forward. And they're going to cut to commercial break. We got over 30 people in here right now. I appreciate it. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. How many laps is stage 1? Stage 1, 60 laps. So we are currently at the halfway mark. And Byron is really fast again today. Him and the 5 are really the class of the field at the moment. Alex Bowman struggling, and then Josh Berry struggling as well. That's not too surprising. Your leaders have started to work some lap traffic as B.J. McLeod and Cody Ware have each gone a lap down. The next car for them to catch will be Todd Gillen. Yeah, right now it's Byron out front by 2.5 seconds over Kyle Larson. Hamlin 5.5 seconds off the lead in 3rd. Bell 6 seconds off the lead in 4th. He's running actually some of the fastest times on the track right now, so look out for Christopher Bell. He said he was looking forward to Sunday because it was going to be even hotter and slicker, and I think that leans in his favor, I should say. Blaney rounds out your top 5. He's gotten by Keselowski. So Keselowski's starting to fall back a little bit here. Reddick, Chastain, Harvick has worked his way up to 9th now, and Suarez round out your top 10, and Gibbs has lost a couple of spots over the last lap. He was running in 10th not too long ago. Now he's down to 12th. But it's Kyle Busch, Gibbs, McDowell, Buescher, and Jones, your top 15. Then Bowman, Wallace, Truex, Allmendinger, and Logano, your top 20. Then Briscoe, who won this race a year ago, really, he has not even cracked the top 20 yet. And Josh Berry, actually, that car's starting to come back to him. He was running down in 29th not too long ago. Now he's back up to 22nd, so that's a good recovery from Berry. Maybe start to figure out that next-gen car. Then Stenhouse, Priest, Cendric, your top 25. Almirola, Gregson, Haley, Burton, LaJoy, your top 30. Then Zane Smith, Austin Dillon, Ty Dillon, Gilliland, Ware, McLeod round out your field. And with 33 laps complete in the stage, we're still in a commercial break, but I'd imagine if you were going to try and split the stage in half, you would have already done it by now. And like I said, I just don't think the risk was, I don't think the risk versus reward, I don't think the reward was really there to try and pull that strategy off. So it doesn't look like anybody's going to try and hit pit road. Yeah, last time by, Byron ran a 28.95, Larson ran a 29.01. And honestly, nobody else ran faster than Byron last time by. Now Byron has got a 3-second lead over Kyle Larson and a 6.5-second lead over Denny Hamlin. But Bell's going to catch Hamlin here pretty soon for that 3rd position. Now Reddick has also gotten by Brad Keselowski for 6th. And now we are back from commercial break. And Byron is flying off into the desert as he's about to put Todd Gilliland a lap down. Thanks to everybody watching so far. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. We're already up to 20 likes. I appreciate it. Yeah, Larson's fall off is just a little bit more than Byron. Very similar to last weekend in Las Vegas. Byron and Larson, the 2 dominant cars, but Byron just the slight advantage over the 5. Maybe Larson will be able to make a couple of adjustments here. Now that number 1 pit stall could pay big dividends for Larson here, as he'll probably be able to use that at the end of the stage when everybody pits to leapfrog back ahead of Byron and get that lead track position once again. And now Bell's slowly starting to stalk in on Denny Hamlin for 3rd position. Right now, the biggest mover since the start of this race is Chris Buescher. He's up 7 spots. Also, Harvick up 6 spots since the start. Reddick has also picked up 6 spots. Zane Smith is up 6 spots, as well as Eric Almirola. Some guys that are struggling, though, McDowell, Jones, Allmendinger, McDowell, Jones, and Truex have each dropped 5 spots. Closing in on 20 to go here in stage 1. You think Zane Smith will replace Harrison Burton next year? I think Zane Smith's more likely to replace Todd Gilliland next year, but we'll see. I think a lot of it depends on funding, other things. I mean, if Harrison Burton really struggles again, then I could possibly see it happen. Or I could see maybe Todd Gilliland go over to the 21 and Zane Smith take over the 38 full-time. Currently looking at lap times, Tyler Reddick might catch up to Ryan Blaney here pretty soon for 5th. Looking for some guys with the biggest fall off. I'd say Keselowski starting to fall back pretty hard here. Not a lot of passing right now, just kind of running out here on the long run. Thanks to everybody watching so far. Now Todd Gilliland and Ty Dillon have also gone a lap down. And Austin Dillon, once again, last weekend he really struggled in Las Vegas compared to Kyle Busch. And he's struggling here quite a bit today as well. Like running all the way down in 32nd just off a raw pace. That is a mega yikes compared to Kyle Busch, who's running up in 10th right now. He's about to go a lap down here pretty soon. Him, Corey LaJoy, Harrison Burton, They're all going to be a lap down here pretty soon. But I definitely think that lap traffic is hurting William Byron's lap time right now because Kyle Larson and Denny Hamlin have made pretty big ground up on your leader. Still have not seen the caution flag fly yet in this one. Thanks to everybody watching right now. Just looking at the chat right now. Let me know what's up. And now Harvick has caught up to Ross Chastain for 8th on the racetrack. Harvick looking to the inside of that one car. Off of turn 4. Yeah, that 4 is definitely hooked up today. The best of the Stewart-Haas cars so far right now. Preece, Briscoe, Almirola all running outside of the top 20. Harvick starting to reel in Ross Chastain as they go into turn 3. Chastain running up on the higher line in turns 3 and 4. Harvick painting that yellow line down low. Also, Kyle Busch has gotten by Daniel Suarez for 10th, so right now he holds on to that final stage point. Chris Buescher's gotten by Ty Gibbs for 13th on the racetrack. And they're going to cut to a side-by-side commercial break. And now Austin Dillon, Harrison Burton, Corey LaJoie have all gone one lap down. The next guy for your leaders to catch will be Zane Smith, then Justin Haley, Noah Gragson. At this current pace with 15 to go in the stage, I would not be surprised if they're able to lap up into the top 25. So just a shout out to Eric Almirola. He's had a pretty good start to this race. I mean, still not running where he really wants to be, all the way down in 23rd, but I think he started in 30th, so he's picked up about 7 spots. So working his way forward. He's about to be the second highest running Stewart-Haas car once he passes Chase Briscoe. And Josh Berry starting to recover from that free fall I had mentioned. He's now gotten by Joey Logano, so he's back into the top 20. He started 17th, dropped as low as 25th, and now starting to rebound on the long run. Looking for any other passes inside of the top 20. And now Chris Buescher going to the inside of Michael McDowell. That is for 12th on the racetrack. Chris Buescher's picked up 8 spots since the start of this race. Both the RFK cars definitely have some speed. Ryan Blaney currently the lone Ford inside of the top 5 right now, and his 2 teammates really struggling as Joey Logano runs all the way down in 21st and Austin Cindric down in 26th. Yeah, Larson staying within striking distance of William Byron right now with 13 to go. If Byron were to get bogged down by some lap traffic, Larson could make a run at him. His lead's now down to under 2.5 seconds. Brian Chastain thinks Zane Smith is a better driver, but Burton's name will give him more time than most others. I do agree with you there. And he's got Dex Imaging and he's got that sponsorship that's definitely helping him out. So he's got the money to back him for sure. Whereas I feel like most of the Zane Smith sponsorships are from have relationships with Front Row Motorsports. So I feel like he is probably going to end up in a Front Row Motorsports car next year in the Cup Series if he were to go full time. Hey, almost over 200 viewers on the day right now. I appreciate it. Drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. On the road to 3,500 subscribers. And now Zane Smith going a lap down to William Byron. Off of turn 4, Byron going to be able to easily complete that pass. Next for him to catch will be Justin Haley. 10 to go in stage 1. Eric Jones trying to work his way by Ty Gibbs. That's her 14th on the racetrack. Jones to the inside of Gibbs. Gibbs had a good car at the initial start of the race, but it looks like he's starting to have some fall off here on this long run. And now Jones can be able to complete that pass. Thanks everybody watching right now. And now Byron still out front. He's going to put Justin Haley a lap down. And then he'll be catching up to Noah Gregson and Austin Cindric. Oh, we got a slow car up the top of the track. Or no, that was just... Looking, is BJ McLeod going to be able to keep going? Yeah, he looked slow. I don't know if he just got out of the gas. We're still green. Oh, Stenhouse is going to get up into the wall maybe just a little bit there. He was racing Ryan Preece pretty hard. And now McLeod will get to pit road, but I don't know if he's gotten into the wall or if that's just mechanical right there on that 78, but issues for BJ McLeod here early on. And he'll bring that car to pit road. Anyways, at the front of the field, still Byron leads by about 2.5 seconds over his teammate Kyle Larson. Yeah, I had mentioned Stenhouse was running on the outside of Preece, and yeah, just kiss that wall just a little bit. It's all good, all good. But now, William Byron's putting Austin Cindric and Noah Gregson a lap down. He's about to catch up to Ricky Stenhouse Jr. pretty soon, and he might even be able to get Joey Logano a lap down here early on. That just shows you how much Joey Logano is struggling. Your defending winner at this track and defending series champion about to go a lap down in stage 1. Looking in here at the chat. Matt, how you doing? Thanks for tuning in. Oh, Chastain now getting to the inside of Brad Keselowski down the front straightaway. He's got Kevin Harvick right in tow as well. And now Chastain going to be easily able to get by Keselowski off of turn number 2. Now Harvick to the inside of Keselowski down the back straightaway. Now Harvick he's almost going to clear Keselowski there off of turn 4. Not gotten quite sealed the deal. But yeah, Byron currently to the inside of Logano down the back straightaway. Not for position, but to put Joey Logano a lap down here in stage 1. Logano running all the way down in 24th. Luckily for him, he might be able to get the lucky dog here, but Byron is just driven by Joey Logano. The next car for William Byron to catch is Ryan Preece, and currently runs in 23rd. And Ty Gibbs has really fallen off. He was running in 10th not too long ago. He's dropped all the way down to 19th. Kyle Busch still holds on to that final stage points paying position in 10th, and he's got a 4-second lead ahead of Chris Buescher, so he's got that spot locked down. So with 2 to go, Logano might be bailed out by being the free pass unless unless Byron can catch up to Ryan Preece, who's not that far ahead of him. Well, now, Logano up the track in turns 1 and 2. Stenhouse might actually be able to take that position away from Logano. Down the back straightaway, we're going to get the white flag here in stage number 1. Stenhouse trying to get by Joey Logano for the free pass. Logano going to throw the block on Stenhouse. That might be enough to save him that position. But further ahead, Byron trying to put Ryan Preece a lap down. Into turns 1 and 2. Logano way up high once again. That's going to open the door for Stenhouse down low off of turn 2. I don't think Stenhouse is going to be close enough to make a move. Anyways, for the last time in stage 1, William Byron goes into turns 3 and 4. And after dominating another stage here, William Byron will win stage 1 in Phoenix. And Joey Logano is just going to hold on to that free pass position. And then Larson comes home in second. Bell, Hamlin. Yeah, then Bell, Hamlin, Reddick. Who actually was able to get by Blaney there before the end. Then Chastain, Harvick, Keselowski, Kyle Busch gets that last stage point. And Chris Buescher misses out on stage points, but he was your biggest mover in stage 1, picking up 10 positions. Then McDowell, Suarez, Bowman, Wallace, your top 15. Then Jones, Truex, Berry, Gibbs, Briscoe, your top 20. Then Almirola, Allmendinger, Preece. Those are all your lead lap finishers in stage 1. Then Logano, the first car, 1 lap down. He'll get that free pass to be back on lead lap. Then Stenhouse in 25th. Gregson, Cendric, Zane Smith, Haley, LaJoy, your top 30. They're all 1 lap down. Then you have Dillon, Burton, Ty Dillon, Gilliland, each 1 lap down. Then Cody Ware, 2 laps down in 35th. And then BJ McLeod, 11 laps down in 36. I don't know if he's still on track or not. I think he's gone behind the wall, so issues for BJ McLeod here early on. Hey, NASCAR guy and Corn Dog, how are you doing? Rebel Soul, how are you going? Or how are you doing? Yeah, William Byron, man, he is dominating, but they just said it on the broadcast. Over the last 260 laps in the NASCAR Cup Series have been led by William Byron and Kyle Larson being 1-2 or 2-1, however you want to say it. Yeah, HMS has this car figured out right now, and it's not even close. But the real thing that I'm interested in is Alex Bowman really nowhere out near his other 2 teammates. Now, Josh Berry, I wouldn't expect to run that well. He's still in his second start in the NASCAR Next Gen car, but Bowman started in 17th and only worked his way up to 14th. Berry started in, I think, 16th, and he dropped back to 25th, and actually he's now finished the stage in 18th. So I think Berry's run, if anything, was more impressive in stage 1 than Bowman's. Yeah, now we'll see how pit stops go, and Kyle Larson does have that #1 pit stall, which is a big advantage here at Phoenix, so that could pay dividends here and give him that lead back on pit road. But Byron just looking really strong here so far. Thanks to everybody watching. Appreciate it if you drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Yeah, I would not be surprised if Byron could go back-to-back right now. Can anybody make an adjustment to match what that 24 car has right now? That's the question. Whew. Well, we'll be live next weekend for Atlanta. We got a triple header, Trucks, Xfinity, and the Cup Series. And now we're back from commercial break here at the end of stage 1. Pit road will be open this time. Byron will lead them down pit road. Well, thanks to everybody watching right now. Well, Logano going to get bailed out by that free pass. He'll be back out on track, but now I think pit road might be open this time. And everybody will be coming down pit road here. And Byron leads him down. Byron into his pit stall, so is Hamlin. Byron looks like a smooth stop on the right side. A little bit slow, looks like, on the left. And he's out of his stall. Kyle Busch with a quick stop. He's out ahead of Ryan Blaney. Now who's going to win the race off of pit road? It's going to be... Don't see it on the graphic right now. I don't know what angle they're trying to show. Kyle Larson will win the race off of pit road. How about that? There you go. Kyle Larson gets that lead back on pit road. Then Byron, Bell, Hamlin, Kyle Busch picks up 5 spots from 10th to 5th. Then Chastain, Harvick, Keselowski, Blaney loses 3 spots down to 9th. And Buescher up into the top 10 for the first time today on pit road. But pit road paying dividends right there for Kyle Larson. The #1 pit stalls pays. Eric Almiroli, how you doing? No, Bacon Raid. Oh, is this Tom Grossi now? Oh, now I'm looking at the Bacon Raid. I can't even see it. 1 Mile Cup Series, how you doing? Who do I think will win stage 2 right now? I'd say William Byron pretty easily. Ralph Fan 60, how are you doing? The made-up username, yes. Eric Almiroli, Eric Almiroli, Eric Almiroli. Oh, my goodness. We got Bacon Rated. We're getting Bacon Rated. Andrew Tuggle. Bacon Rated. Joey Mango 2. No, watch Freeman Motorsports. Ravioli, give me the Almaroli. Cursed bacon something. I know, the bacon raid for real. Thanks everybody watching right now. Appreciate it. Hey, if you're Eric Almaroli raid, drop a like and subscribe. Matt, it's 77 degrees in Arizona right now. Hold up, we'll add in our own bacon. Bacon. Oh, chill. I'm not just gonna be modding everybody. We background check our mods here at Freeman Motorsports. I'm being sarcastic. Oh, bacon. Here, we'll make you mod, Eric Almaroli. We will make you mod. Hold up. There. Don't abuse power. The made-up username, yes. Bacon is bacon. Real life. What, $3? What, bacon? I'm looking at this chat. It's just going chaotic right now. Thanks for watching. Drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Live every weekend for the NASCAR Cup Series, Xfinity Series, and Truck Series. Freeman the GOAT. If you like bacon, drop a like. Exactly. The made up username, bacon. The chat is just going nuts right now. This is like... I appreciate it, Eric Almaroli. Thank you for the raid. Check out his channel and his Omegle stuff when you get the chance if you're into that. And thanks, RalphFan60. Hey, we're up to 3,420 subscribers. I appreciate it. But now here they come to the juice go. Larson will go to the inside. Byron will go to the inside. Then Bell will go to the inside of row 2. Hamlin on the outside. Then Busch, Chastain on row 3. Harvick, Keselowski row 4. And Blaney and Busch row 5. Thank you, Riley77. 420. 421 now. My favorite NASCAR driver, Matt. Got the Kyle Larson flag on the wall here. I have not cursed Dragon. Oh, I love bacon, man. I love bacon. Oh, Tyler Reddick. Penalty on pit road. I think Daniel Suarez also... Anyways, here we are, about to get the green flag here off of turn number 4. Stage number 2 underway. Kyle Larson on the inside trying to hold off William Byron this time as they come across the start-finish line. Byron on the outside. Larson going to cut down across the dogleg. Bell shooting up the middle there for an instant. Into turn 1. Larson surges ahead by about half a car length over William Byron. But Byron, wow, he can just drive it in really deep on the outside. Off at turn number 2, Byron going to be able to hang on that left rear corner panel at the 5. He's going to stay in this fight for the lead. William Byron trying to get back out front here in Phoenix. Larson down low, Byron up high. Off at turn number 4, Larson with the slight advantage. He'll lead this lap at the stripe, but Byron not giving up yet. That 24 car is strong. Further behind, Hamlin and Bell still squabbling over third. And then they're 3 wide further back in the pack, but Larson this time into turn 1 is going to be ahead of Byron. Byron looking for the crossover. Off at turn number 2, Byron going to be able to get to that inside corner panel of the 5. Nope, not quite. Further behind, Hamlin going to get ahead of Bell. Now Chastain going to go to the inside of Christopher Bell for 4th place. Thanks everybody watching right now. Make sure you guys drop a like and subscribe. Brian, how are you doing? Larson, Byron, Hamlin, Bell, Chastain, your top 5. Then Keselowski, Harvick, Busch, Reddick, and Buescher, your top 10. Chastain go to the inside of Bell for 4th. Thanks, Brian. Larson still ahead of Byron now by 0.3 of a second, and it looks like that track position paying dividends for the 5 as Byron dominated stage 1, but Larson able to get out front and is currently driving away from his teammate. Now, I don't know, maybe Larson made an adjustment on that car, but I have to imagine it's going to be whichever Hendrick car has the clean air. That's going to be the one that dominates. But Chastain going to the inside of Bell through turns 3 and 4. Bell going to have that run off a corner exit. But Chastain with the side draft down the front straightaway is going to be able to stay even with him into turns 1 and 2. Hey, we're up to 3,425. Appreciate it, guys. Appreciate it. Quarter of the way to 3,500. Larson had got a half a second lead over Byron now. Then Hamlin 9/10 off the lead in third. Bell a second and a half off the lead in fourth. Chastain going to the inside of Keselowski. Or actually now Keselowski trying to get around the outside. Chastain have not seen many people make passes that way. And now Keselowski going to continue to stay on the outside of Chastain. Down the front straightaway, these guys are staying even, but Kevin Harvick has worked his way up to 7th. And keep your eyes on the 4. I know the Hendrick guys are dominant out front, but I really think Harvick is going to have something for Larson and Byron if he can just get up front and have that clean air on his nose. Larson with a 7/10 of a second lead over Byron, so Byron's staying close, but once again, it's just that clean air I think is making all the difference right now. Now, Ryan Blaney going to the inside of Kyle Busch for 9th off of turn number 2. He's going to have that position easily. Blaney trying to make up some of the spots he lost on pit road at the end of stage 1. Gibbs continues to struggle. He ran well in stage 1, but has now dropped all the way down to 19th. Josh Ray runs just behind him in 20th. Now Byron's lead is up to 2nd over William Byron, and I think that's it, man. I think the clean air is just going to make all the difference between these two Hendrick guys. I think Byron, similar to last weekend, I think is a bit stronger than Larson on the long run, but I think clean air matters more than anything. Yeah, already up to over 350 viewers on the day. I appreciate it. Yes, I've seen Larson win in person, actually. I haven't been to many in-person races, but things have actually been pretty good for me as for I guess a NASCAR fan in terms of in-person races. My first NASCAR race ever, currently under commercial break, so I feel like I can talk about this for a moment. My first NASCAR race ever was the 2021 Dover Spring Race. Well, there was only one Dover race, but that was the race. It was actually kind of heartbreaking, but he dominated that race, and then that was the one where Bowman was able to get out ahead of Larson. And there was a Hendrick 1, 2, 3, 4. But I mean, second place for Larson, still going to be pretty happy with that. Then my second NASCAR race was Watkins Glen that year, and he won that race over Chase Elliott in pretty much dominating fashion. So my second race ever was a Larson win. Then the next race I went to was Martinsville in the spring of 2022. Now, Larson didn't do great in that one, but still pretty entertaining. Well, the race actually wasn't that entertaining, but Byron won, so another Hendrick win. Actually, I was there for the Xfinity Series race with a fight between Ty Gibbs and Sam Mayer, so that was really cool. And then Dale Jr. Racing, of course. And the next race I went to was Dover again. Once again, just came up just short, kind of, to Chase. Oh, no, actually, no, that was the race. He was running somewhat well. And then didn't he have a flat tire or crash or something, like some sort of issue, which kind of killed his day. And then I went to the Watkins Glen race again last year, and he won that race again. So I've seen 2 Larson wins in person. I mean, that Dover race in the spring, he struggled quite a bit, actually, I'd say. But even then, like, I knew he had pace, so I haven't seen, like, he was just stuck a lap down for the majority of the day, or a couple laps down. I can't quite remember it all, but I mean, every race I've been to, he's had pace at some point, so I really haven't had my heart broken in person yet. You got to go? Well, I'll see you, NASCAR guy and corn dog. Thanks for tuning in. Oops, I just burped there. I don't even know how that came out. Thanks to everybody watching so far. Currently at a commercial break still here. Currently at the front of the field, Kyle Larson still leads over William Byron, but really not pulling away from Byron like Byron was able to pull away from him. Larson's lap time right now, his lead's about 1 second over Byron, or I'd say when Byron was leading, his lead over Larson was about 2 seconds already. But they're still both pulling away from everybody else. Hamlin in third, almost 4 seconds off the lead already. Bell 4 seconds off the lead in fourth. Keselowski 6 seconds off the lead in fifth. Then Chastain, Harvick, Reddick, Blaney, Busch, your top 10. Buescher, Bowman, Suarez, McDowell, Wallace, your top 15. Then Jones, Briscoe, Gibbs, Truex, and Berry, your top 20. Then Almirola, Priest, Logano, Allmendinger, currently the last guy on the lead lap. Currently Austin Cindric holds the lucky dog position in 25th. Now, Hendrick has led every lap so far of this race. The only car behind the wall at this moment is B.J. McLeod with mechanical issues. Then Cody Ware 2 laps down in 35th. Otherwise, everybody else either 1 lap down or on the lead lap. Yeah, so far, the guys that I'd say that are on the struggle bus today, Zane Smith making his third ever NASCAR Cup Series start, running all the way down in 31st. He really hasn't run much better than that, so he's really struggling. Harrison Burton also running down in 36th or 32nd. You know, you got to expect more from him in his sophomore season. Stenhouse in 30th, Gregson in 29th, really just not what those teams want. And then Austin Dillon all the way down in 27th, 1 lap down, where his teammate is currently running inside of the top 10. It was pretty similar to this last weekend. So they got to figure out what's going on with that 3 car right now, because he's just getting obliterated by his teammate currently. But Penske Motorsports as well, or Penske Motorsports, Penske Racing. Anyways, Penske really struggling today. Ryan Blaney currently inside the top 10, but Logano and Cindric have not even sniffed the top 20. Thanks to everybody watching right now. Ginger Williamson, Bacon. Yeah, Brian Roush. We got 2 Brians. We got Brian and we got Brian Chastain. You went to the inaugural race at Texas Motor Speedway. That's cool. That's cool. And Truex has gotten by Gibbs for 18th. These 2 guys have been battling for that same piece of real estate for actually the last 15 laps or so. Yeah, Larson's lead actually shrinking over William Byron currently, so I definitely say Byron a little bit faster than Larson, but Larson just with that clean air and track position currently going to be able to hold that over that top spot. If Byron can go up there and pass Larson for the lead, then that'll be really impressive. Byron was definitely better than Larson on the long run in stage 1. He was about a 10th quicker than Larson on average. But both of them are about 2-3 tenths quicker than anybody else on the racetrack. Whoa, Jones really slips up there off of turn 2. That's going to allow Briscoe to go by and work his way up to 16th. Man, Harvick is really just carrying the banner by himself for Stewart-Haas today, but I do have to say all the other 3 Stewart-Haas cars all making decent progress. All of them started, I think, 24th or worse, and currently all of them run 22nd or higher. So they're all working their way forward slowly. Even with all those guys going a lap down in stage 1, they all managed to stay on the lead lap. And currently, Harvick is in 7th, but then Briscoe has worked his way from 24th to 16th. And Almirola has worked his way from 31st all the way up to 21st. So he's picked up 10 spots. And then, Priest has worked his way from 25th to 22nd. So he's picked up a couple of spots as well. So as an organization, they're all moving forward, but they really need to have better qualifying pace and just race pace in general. But at least they're making progress. Drop a like and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. A quarter of the way to 3,500 subscribers. Down the back straightaway, Larson leads by 0.8 of a second over William Byron. That gap kind of staying even, but they are pulling away from everybody else. Christopher Bell has actually gotten by Hamlin for third, but he is 4.5 seconds off the lead. Hamlin 5 seconds off the lead in fourth. Then Chastain 7 seconds off the lead in fifth. Keselowski, Harvick, Reddick, Busch, Blaney, your top 10. Not seeing a lot of passing for position right now, currently inside of the top 10, but Blaney putting some pressure on Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch trying to put some pressure on Tyler Reddick. Reddick having his best run so far of the 2023 season. But this second stage, double the distance of stage one. It's 125 laps. So everybody's going to have to pit once in this stage, so they'll probably decide to split the stage in half. You could split the stage into thirds if you wanted to. That would be a pretty bold strategy call. If you do split it into thirds, you're probably going to come inside the next 10 laps. Harvick all over the bumper of Brad Keselowski for 6 on the racetrack right here off of turn 4. Looking back at the chat. Brian Eckers Davis, back then you lived in northern Texas. You went to NASCAR races and a lot of IndyCar races at Texas. Oh, here comes Harvick to the inside of Brad Keselowski into turn 3. And this might be a shot to complete the pass right here. Harvick, they're going to be side by side down the front straightaway, but Keselowski just has a better run off a corner exit. And he's just going to be able to clear Harvick into turn 1. From Mansfield, Texas, Chris. Well, I'm not from Texas by any means, but my dad is from Oklahoma. He lived in Oklahoma, but just right on the border. He lived in the middle of nowhere in the Panhandle. The city that he'd go to and the city that I've been to quite a few times is Amarillo. That's still kind of far away from everything. Yeah, Larson definitely starting to lose ground here once again, as now Byron has got that lead down to half a second. And yeah, that 5 car is just all over the place. Larson just hanging on to it. He's just got that cleaner. I wonder how long he'll be able to use that cleaner to his advantage to keep the 24 at bay. I definitely think Byron's got a stronger car, though. Over 400 viewers on the day. I appreciate it. Hold on just a moment. Thanks to everybody tuning in. Still in the commercial break. Looking at the lap times, though, between your top 2. The gap now down to 0.4 of a second last time by. Larson did run actually a little bit quicker than Byron, but the gap is pretty small at this point. Christopher Bell ran faster than both of them last time by, actually. So did Hamlin. Slowest lap time inside of the top 10, though, last time by Brad Keselowski, 29.35. Everybody else below at 29.2. So that 6 car is struggling right now. Briscoe got by Bubba Wallace, so now he's worked his way up into the top 15. Almirola and Preece have now also almost gotten into the top 20. Almirola up to 20th, so he's picked up 11 spots on the day. That Go Bowling scheme's actually pretty sweet that he's running today. Austin Cindric still currently got that lucky dog position in 24th, or in 25th. Allmendinger, the last car on the lap, in 24th right now. And lap traffic will probably start to play a factor in this battle for the lead in the next, I'd say, 10 laps or so. So that'll add a whole other element. But Larson last time by ran a 29.30. Byron ran a 29.23. And Bell ran a 29 flat. So, wow, Bell looking really strong here right now. He is going to be trying to chase down these leaders. And Phoenix, a similar racetrack to New Hampshire, where Bell won at last year. So no surprise that Bell's doing strong right now. And Brad Keselowski going to be under pressure for Kyle Busch for that 7th spot here pretty soon, it looks like. But yeah, if they're going to be trying to split this stage in half, currently we have 40 laps complete in stage number 2. Stage 2, 125 laps. So if you were going to try and split the stage into thirds, you'd probably be coming to pit road in the next couple of laps or so. And if you're going to split the stage in half, you're probably going to come in about 20 laps, maybe 30. Josh Berry started to slip back, though, once again on this run. He had worked his way back into the top 20. Now he's dropped back down to 22nd. Larson's lead now over Byron is kind of settled out at half a second, so he's maintaining that lead. But I'd have to imagine if Byron was ahead of Larson right now, he'd be pulling away from him. And now they've put Cody Ware another lap down, so lap traffic, or at least heavy lap traffic, is probably about 5 laps away. But Larson and Byron are the only two guys that have led laps so far today. Larson been out front for 44 circuits. Byron been out front for 62. Don't want to make a mistake, though, under green flag pit stops. The penalty will put you way back as you'll have to make that pass through and lose at least probably a lap. Now Bell's lap times are pretty even with Larson and Byron. But he has definitely made some dents into that lead. It was 5 seconds. Now it's down to 3.8 seconds. So look out for Christopher Bell. Still have not seen a caution flag for incident today. Things have stayed pretty tame so far. Okay. And now Byron going to work his way by Todd Gilliland in the 15. I think it's going to take Larson getting hung up by one of these lap cars for Byron to get by Larson at this moment. I think the clean air is just too powerful. And Harvick has gotten by Ross Chastain, so now Harvick up into the top 5. Look out for the closer. I've been mentioning it all day. He started all the way down in 15th. And has just been slowly picking up positions. And if you look at the lap times currently inside of the top 5, last time by, Hamlin was the fastest of the top 5, then Harvick, then Larson, then Byron, then Bell. Now Ryan Blaney looking to the inside of Kyle Busch for 8th. Kyle Busch had gotten by Blaney earlier in the run, but now it looks like on the long run that 12 car is stronger than the 8. Now Almirola's gotten by Ty Gibbs for 19th on the racetrack. And Blaney's going to complete that pass on Kyle Busch off of turn 2. Larson's lead's now up to 0.7 of a second. That's the biggest it's been in quite some time. Last time by, Harvick, the fastest car on the racetrack by about 0.2. He is looking really strong right now. And since nobody has hit pit road in the last couple of laps, it looks like everybody's going to split this stage into halves. So expect everybody to hit pit road about 15 laps or so. Closing out on 500 viewers on the day. I appreciate it. We got 47 people watching right now. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe. Let's get this thing up to 40 likes. Just 3-way. T-Van. It was so cool to see your driver win in person. That's awesome. You got to see the Ty Gibbs fight. You saw Larson win in Michigan. Which Michigan win did you see? Did you see the first win? Because that had been so cool. I remember his first win. We were actually on vacation. And I wasn't even watching the race that much because we were on vacation. And then I was like, oh my goodness, he's leading. And he finally broke through for that first win. Looking. Oh wow, that is so. We got multiple people from Texas right here that live in like the same vicinity. That's actually pretty crazy. The odds of that. T-Man, it's cool when you can see your driver win in person. Oh yeah. I'm sorry. I already read that comment. Brain fart there. You know, in stage 1, I would have told you that it would have been Larson or Byron that would have won this race. And I would still probably lean that it's going to be a Hendrick car that wins. But Bell, Hamlin, and Harvick, they all look really strong right now. I think it's anybody inside of your top 5. Further down the running order, I don't see many other cars making much progress recently. But yeah, I'd say anybody in the top 5 right now, I'd say has a threat to win, especially if they're just able to start out front and drive away with it. Clean air matters that much. Eric Almirola now gotten by Eric Jones for 18th, so he's starting to make some progress. From 31st to 18th, he's about 13 spots. He might be our biggest mover so far of the day. Bowman, though, still continues to struggle behind his two full-time teammates. All the way down in 13th. He has not even cracked the top 10 yet today, whereas Larson and Byron have led literally every single lap. And now Tyler Reddick putting the pressure on Kyle Busch for 9th place on the racetrack. Josh Berry's gotten passed by Joey Logano for 22nd. And yeah, your leaders are definitely going to have to start dealing with some lap traffic here pretty soon. AJ Allmendinger in danger of going a lap down here pretty soon as well. And with 55 laps now complete here in Stage 2, green flag pit stop's probably about 10 laps away. Larson still leads over Byron, Bell, Hamlin, and Harvick. His lead 7/10 of a second currently over Byron, but Bell is the one making up big ground right now. Last time by 4/10 of a second quicker than your leaders. I think some of that is Larson having to work through some lap traffic here now as he's putting Ty Dillon another lap down. But now Bell only 2.5 seconds off the lead. I think pit strategy is definitely going to be a factor here just because it's so hard to pass on the racetrack. Like, even Larson is having difficulty putting somebody like Ty Dillon in the 77 a lap down. So, I would not be surprised if we see Larson or, somebody try to short pit to try and gain some track position that way because it is just so hard to pull off a pass right now. Looking through here at the chat, though. Hey, we're up to 3,426 subscribers. I appreciate it. Looking at the chat here, Adam Lee, my last race was Homestead in 2019. Larson did well until he blew an engine. Dang. Yeah, Homestead always was that track that Larson was so good at. And if only we had the championship race there still. Finally got that Homestead win last season. Brian Suarez sleeper. Yeah, I wouldn't count out Suarez yet as well. I don't think he's got the race win pace, but here comes Hamlin to pit from 4th, and this is going to start green flag pit stops for sure as Hamlin's going to hit pit road. And I feel like that's where I'm going to open the floodgates here very soon as everybody just wants to get their service done and get some fresh tires on these cars. We see about a second of fall off at this point in the run. And Larson's going to hit pit road here off of turn number 2. Also, I just realized, it's kind of interesting, the pit road is on the back straightaway. I don't ever say they're hitting pit road off of turn 2, really. Now, Byron and Bell are both going to follow him in here. So, who can win? This will be a really good picture of who has the best pit stop here, as your top 3 all came down pit road together. Now that leads Chastain out as your leader currently. Now, Larson into his number 1 pit stall. They're smooth on the right side of the car. Maybe a little bit slow, He's just got to beat Byron off. They drop the jack. And Larson will beat Byron off at pit road. And I actually say he grew his margin there just a bit over his teammate. And Bell is nowhere to be seen. And Bell's going to have an issue on pit road here. It is going to be really interesting to see how much that cost him Bell with a really slow stop. I just said he was the one making up the most time on the track, but he's going to lose all that track position he fought so hard for. Yeah, he's already fallen behind Ryan Blaney on the track, and that means he would be right about 10th. That's quite a bit. Probably try and find out more information on that here soon. Keselowski into pit, and that means pit stops have already cycled through. Everybody pitted in literally just 3 laps. That's how much the tire fall off plays a factor. But now it's Larson, Byron, Hamlin, Harvick, Chastain, your top 5. Then Blaney, Keselowski, Bell, Buescher, Reddick, your top 10. So Buescher picked up a couple of spots through all that. But Bell, the big loser there, dropping from 3rd to 8th. But then Busch also lost a couple spots there on pit road, dropped from 9th to 13th. And where was the mistake on the 20s pit stop? I'm looking. a little slow. Oh, on the right front. Some issues there. And then also Byron almost lost the gas can as the gas man, the gas stayed in there just a little bit. And actually, like, the gas can came out and hit a crew member. Looks like everybody's okay, though. Hey, we're almost up to 40 likes, guys. Hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. We'll be live next weekend for Atlanta. Over 500 viewers on the day. I appreciate it. We're now looking at your running order. We'll go through your running order after pit stops to see who's come out on top. So now it's Larson, Byron, Hamlin, and... Oh, wait. Oops, this thing hasn't updated yet. Now it is Larson, Byron, Hamlin, Harvick, Chastain, your top 5. Then Blaney, Keselowski, Bell. So Bell was 2.5 seconds off the lead before pit stops, running in 3rd. Now he was in 8th, 12 seconds off the lead. So he lost 10 seconds on pit road. That is yikes. Then you have Buescher, Reddick, your top 10. Suarez, Bowman, Briscoe is now up to 13th. He's continuing to work his way forward. Look out for Chase Briscoe maybe in the second half of this race. And you got Wallace, Truex, your top 15. Almirola up to 16th. Priest up to 17th. All your Stewart-Haas guys slowly working to the front right now, actually. That's kind of my underlying story right now. I got all the Stewart-Haas guys kind of working their way forward. Logano, Barry, running 18th, 19th, and Austin Dillon in 20th, the last car on the lead lap, but he still needs to make his pit stop. He's just kind of hoping for a caution, it looks like. But through pit stops, is Kyle Busch maybe had a speeding penalty? I think Kyle Busch got busted for speeding, guys. Or he had a really slow stop. No, he got busted for speeding. Kyle Busch now lap down. Yeah, he must have had to take a extra trip down pit road. Oh, that's going to be a tough one for Kyle Busch to overcome. RCR struggling today. Now there's only 19 cars on the lap. Larson and Byron just setting a blistering pace right now. I think McDowell also with the pit road penalties. He's down in 24th. Looking for anybody else maybe that is any further behind than normal. Yeah, I think McDowell and Busch probably had speeding penalties. I'm going to see if I can get a confirmation on that. But yeah, just because now they're a lap down and when they were on lead lap inside the top 15 before, I have to imagine that they had to... Either they had a loose wheel or something. But, okay, Busch, McDowell, Jones, all 3 of them speeding on pit road, and Austin Cindric. So 4 people busted for speeding. And that just makes Austin Cindric's day even longer. He was already a lap down early on, and he's probably going to be 2 or 3 laps down after all this. Kyle Larson still only has about a second lead over his teammate William Byron, but now they have gapped Denny Hamlin by 7 seconds and Kevin Harvick by almost 10 seconds in 4th. Oh, Kyle Busch was not speeding on pit road, but the tire got away. Tough break for the 8 pit crew. See, now as Austin Dillon goes a lap down, making his pit stop, I think that leaves now just 19 cars on the lead lap. Josh Berry, the last one, then Logano, Priest, Almirola. And at this rate, Kyle Larson might even lap into the top 15 before the end of the stage. Currently, we're at the halfway point in this stage, and 10th place on the racetrack, Tyler Reddick, half a lap behind your leader. The guys that are working their way forward, I right now I'd keep my eyes on Larson, Byron, Harvick, Bell. Those are the cars I'm looking at, and possibly Chase Briscoe. But already almost a lot of big names already 2 laps down, it looks like, according to this leaderboard. I think Kyle Busch might actually be 2 laps down as well as McDowell. I'll try and get an update on that here soon. Well, Larson just pulling away from the field right now. His lead up to over a second over his teammate Byron, so still close. I think Byron's got the stronger car than Larson, but Larson's got the clean air. But as he has to work heavier and heavier lap traffic, that could allow Larson to have a chance to make up some positions. Looking back at the chat, Adam Lee. You think it's largely tame because of how crazy the Xfinity Series race was? I agree with you kind of on that. He's going to drive angry now. Watch how he comes back. Are you talking about Kyle Busch or Christopher Bell, or who? A lot of guys are probably going to be driving angry right now. Currently, though, if you're looking for some interesting storylines at the moment, I would just say Stewart Haas, even though they're not really where they want to be, they've had taken some steps forward throughout the race. All those drivers started in, well, here, for instance, Kevin Harvick started in 15th. He's up to 4th. Chase Briscoe started in 24th. He's up to 13th. Eric Almirola started in 31st. He's up to 16th. And Ryan Preece started in 25th, and he's up to 17th. So all those guys have gained 8 positions or more. And then Josh Berry in his second start in that next-gen car. He's definitely starting to figure things out a little bit more this race. He's still on the lead lap, currently the last car on lead lap in 19th. I would say Alex Bowman, though, he's the guy I'm more concerned for out of the Hendrick crew. His 2 teammates have dominated the last 2 weekends. He was pretty close to them in Vegas, but here he's literally not run inside of the top 10 yet. And so, I mean, he's still inside the top 15, but nowhere near where his teammates are. Logano and Cindric, both those 2 Penske cars, once again, pretty far off the pace this weekend. Both RFK cars look really good as they're both in the top 10. They're the really only consistent Ford team. But yeah, with that speeding penalty, Cindric now 34th, 3 laps down. It's going to take a lot to even recover a little bit from that. Corey LaJoie trying to keep his top 20 streak alive to start off the season. He's made some progress. He was running down in 31st. Now he's up to 25th, but he's 2 laps down, so he might need some things to go his way. 49 to go here in stage 2. And Bell trying to get back ahead of Brad Keselowski. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Bell on the inside of the 6. They got 2 lapped cars side by side in front of him. 38 going to get up the track there just a bit. Bell on the inside of Keselowski. Keselowski's got the slight advantage ahead of him. Into turn 3. Off a turn, or into turn 3, into turn 1. Oh, we got a caution. And we got a flat tire for somebody. Oh, and Eric Almirola. I had just mentioned how good his day was going. Then almost the entire wheels, the wheel itself, the tire went flat, but the wheel itself has literally come off the car. I don't know if that was a loose wheel or if the tire goes down here, but tough break for Eric Almirola. I know we had Eric Almirola fans in the chat earlier. This is through turns 3 and 4. This is our first caution of the day, and oh yeah, this is just a flat tire off of turn 4, up the track, in the wall, and it just knocks the tire off. I've never seen that before. That'll be interesting to see if that's a penalty or not. Because obviously that'd be pretty costly for a couple of crew members, and a fine, I believe, right? I don't know what the updated penalties are for that, but yeah, Almirola in the wall there. Pretty sure he had a flat tire, and then the wheel popped off after he got into the wall. Adam Lee, you've been more impressed by RFK. It looks like they finally are back on track. I know. I did not think RFK was going to make big strides this year, but so far, the last 2 weekends, they're definitely, I'd say, the best Ford team, actually. I mean, Blaney's running ahead of him, and so is Harvick, but as a whole, both of those cars look pretty much on the same page. This will bail out, I think, Ty Gibbs. Not quite sure who, or actually, Eric Almirola could have been the free pass, so that could make, nobody could have the free pass possibly, but yeah, I think actually the free pass here will be Ty Gibbs, so that'll put 19 cars back on the lead lap, and Eric Almirola has already dropped 2 laps down. Doesn't look like he's got a ton of damage. Still 35 cars in this race, the only car out, BJ McLeod with mechanical issues. But Eric Almirola might be joining him behind the wall. With the way that hub came off, that could have done some damage to that right front wheel hub. I know we've been putting up polls for who's at fault in these cautions, but who's at fault? The hub or the car? Thanks everybody watching. Make sure you guys drop a like and subscribe. Currently under caution for Eric Almirola having a flat tire coming off of turn number 4. And then this is the first time I've ever seen this, but the hub, or the wheel itself, the rim that the tire was on that was flat, just popped off the car. So I don't know if that's going to be a loose wheel penalty or not for that team. It'll be interesting to see how NASCAR rules that. I don't think it should be, but it might be. I don't know what their definition of if the wheel just comes off, or maybe wasn't able to tell from a certain angle, but they might be able to determine that the wheel came off before it went flat. Oh, this could be then Eric Almirola's day, as he has broken a toe link. So right rear toe link broken on the 10 car, so this is going to cost him quite a few laps here. And because they already spent time working on that car, the damaged vehicle clock might run out on him. So it sounds like the wheel literally broke on that 10 car, and everybody's going to come down pit road here. But does anybody try to maybe take 2 tires? That could be an interesting strategy call. Track position has mattered so much, it might be worth the gamble if you're running outside the top 10 or top 5. Byron into his pit stall. Yeah, it looks like everybody, at least amongst your leaders, is taking 4 tires. And now as they come off the pit road, Kyle Larson with that number 1 pit stall. Will that keep him the lead this time? And it looks like he might be having a bit of a slow stop here, but he's still going to be able to win the race off of pit road. Then Byron second, Hamlin third, Harvick fourth. So your leaders all stay the same, and nobody decides to take the 2-tire gamble. I don't know. I think it might have been worth the risk, to be honest with you. But Keselowski picks up 2 spots. So does Suarez. Hey, we got over 50 people in here right now. I appreciate it. Feel free to drop a like and subscribe. Thanks for tuning in. Mystical Bandit Brian, do you remember? Oh, we got the Brians talking in the chat right now. Currently, though, this stream has now worked its way up, and I think like the top 15 streams of the year, or something like that. So thanks to everybody who's tuned in. We'll be live next weekend for Atlanta, the second super speedway race of the season. So hold on just a moment. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So yeah, this is up into the top 20 big streams of the season, so I appreciate everybody who's tuned in so far. Still just about at the halfway point in this one. 143 laps complete, 169 to go. Larson out front. William Byron and Kyle Larson have led every single lap so far today. I take it back. It says here actually that Chastain, under green flag pit stops. That's where it got changed up. Except for 2 laps, Larson and Byron have led every single lap so far of the day. Larson started on pole, Byron started in third, and they've just driven away from everybody else. Hamlin, Harvick, Chastain, the rest of your top 5. Then Keselowski, Blaney, Bell, Suarez, and Reddick, your top 10. Then Bowman, Briscoe, Wallace, Logano, Berry, your top 15. Then Truex, Preece, Buescher, Gibbs was the free pass. And then it looks like Allmendinger, Kyle Busch, McDowell, and Jones might have all taken the wave around here. I think that's actually I think almost anybody that's a lap down probably took the wave around, trying to get back in this one. Larson had lapped all the way up to 19th before that caution flag came out for Almirola. If you haven't already, share Freeman Motorsports with another one of your NASCAR friends. Hold on just a moment. Looking on Twitter to see if any updates from the track on Eric Almirola and if he's still good to continue on. They had to repair the right rear toe link on that car. He is now currently dropped to 4 laps down. I would not be surprised. I mean, he's already the last car that's still running in this race. I would not be surprised if they end up running out the damaged vehicle clock here, which would be a really tough result for that team because they were making progress. I was talking him up on the broadcast. He'd started in 31st and has gone all the way back up to, I think it was 14th at the time. So he'd picked up, I think, 17 spots since the start of the race. So he was having a solid run. So the wheel quite literally broke on the 10 car. That's the official report. So they're still going to, they're going to hold Almirola they are going to call that a penalty. So they're going to hold him on pit road for 2 laps. So, yikes, this day is definitely over for him. Now he's going to be like 6-7 laps down through all this. Just going to hope some other guys crash out to pick up some more positions. Going to get restarted with 39 laps to go. Kyle Larson will restart on the inside. William Byron will start on the outside. Then Hamlin on the inside of row 2 with Kevin Harvick to the outside. Will we finally see somebody challenge one of these Hendrick cars at the front of the field? Into turn 3. Through the Geico restart zone they go. The green flag is back out in stage 2 at Phoenix. A good restart for Kyle Larson down low. He's got a good push from Denny Hamlin. They check up further back in the pack. And now Larson going to be able to slide up and clear Byron into turn 1. Byron going to drive it in deep on the outside, but it's not going to be enough. Larson is clear for the lead off of turn 2. Behind him, Hamlin and Harvick side by side for 3rd, and Harvick's going to have the run off a corner exit. He's got the slight advantage for now. Bell's going to cross over Chastain. They're 3 wide for 5th. That's tight. Keselowski on the outside will surge ahead for that position, and Chastain's going to be the loser here as he'll lose 2 spots. A lot of rubbing right now throughout the field. Alex Bowman up into the top 10 for the first time today. Making some progress. And Keselowski, that was tight. Almost chopped off the nose of the 20 there in the 1 of Chastain now to get out of the gas off of turn 2. That's going to allow Reddick to have a run to the inside of that 1 car. Further behind, Bowman working to the inside of Ryan Blaney. Not going to be able to make that pass happen there. At the front of the field, though, Kyle Larson still holding off William Byron. His lead now already up to half a second. Kevin Harvick into 3rd. Hamlin, Keselowski, your top 5. Oh, Logano up the track there in turns 1 and 2. Almost clipped Josh Berry. Right now, Logano just struggling quite a bit. All the way down in 17th. Does not run much higher than that today. 36 to go in stage 2. Larson leads by half a second over William Byron. Then another half a second back to Harvick in 3rd. And Suarez now getting ahead of Bubba Wallace off of turn 2. Bubba looking for the crossover. Josh Berry up to 13th. That's the highest he's been in this next-gen car. Battling with Chase Briscoe currently. Brad Keselowski now going to the inside of Denny Hamlin for 4th, continuing his good run. Brad Keselowski looking for more right now. And he's going to be able to easily pull off that pass on Hamlin. And now Bell recovering from that poor pit stop. He's back up to 6th. Briscoe, Berry, and Buescher 3 wide through turns 3 and 4. And Buescher all the way down low, cutting the dog leg down the front straightaway. He's going to be able to slide up ahead of Briscoe. Almost ahead of Chase Elliott here. I keep wanting to say Chase Elliott. It's Josh Berry. And he's not going to be able to do it down on the apron. And Berry going to have to get on the gas there off of turn 2. That's going to open the door for Logano to get to his inside. So many different lanes here in Phoenix, but still so hard to actually complete a pass. I think that's the frustrating thing right now is, there are multiple different lines you can work with, but in actually terms of making a pass, it's not there. Thanks, everybody watching right now. Hey, we're up to 3,428 subscribers. I appreciate it. Almost up to 3,430. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Thanks, everybody watching. I am keeping my eyes on Kevin Harvick. He's been making progress all day. Now he's up to third in terms of lap time. He's running faster laps than Byron. Larson running the fastest laps on the racetrack, but I have to imagine it's just that clean air helping him. Eric Almirola back down on track after that damage and penalty. He is 6 laps down in 35th. Oh, further up the track, Suarez pushing. I think that's Briscoe kind of wide there. Oh, Logano and Barry making some contact off of turn 2. That's just a little bit of touching right there. Ryan Preece going to the inside of Logano for 16th. Ryan Preece, I'd say, has really struggled so far this season. And maybe it's kind of proven that it wasn't necessarily Custer that was the problem. Maybe that 41 team is just not there. Oh, Briscoe trying to get the outside of Suarez off of turn 2. Oh, Buescher almost takes himself out. Tried to slide up ahead of Suarez. Didn't realize Suarez had somebody to his outside, and Suarez had to get out of the gas. And Buescher almost wrecked it there down the back straightaway, just able to hang on to it. Now Briscoe and Buescher side by side for 12th, and Suarez the loser there. He's going to drop back to 14th, but man, at least he doesn't have a wrecked race car. Heads up move by him to get out of the gas. Yeah, Buescher just did not know that they were too wide to his outside. He was expecting Suarez to slide all the way up to that wall. Now Bowman currently running in the top 10 for the first time today, just really struggling compared to his 2 Hendrick teammates. Larson's lead now 9/10 of a second over Byron. So he's really not pulling away from him. It's been stabilized there for quite a few laps now. I'm surprised Bell has not gotten by Hamlin yet. He has been staying about 2 car lengths behind him for the last 10 laps or so. But that just kind of goes along with what I've been saying. It's been so hard to pass today. Thanks to everybody watching right now. Hey, we're up to 3,429 subscribers, almost up to 3,430. I appreciate it. And we are now past halfway in this race. I know that penalty is pretty ridiculous. Oh, Steve, and you're at the 2017 Larson win at Michigan. Was that in the Cars 3 one? I still remember that Cars 3 scheme. That was pretty cool. Especially as a kid that grew up watching cars as a little kid. Going to be 25 to go in stage 2 this time across the line. Your top 3 separated by less than 2 seconds. Bell trying to get by Denny Hamlin for 5th. Now Barry getting by Suarez for 14th. Barry having the best run he's had. Well, he's only ever ran in the next-gen car twice, but having definitely a better result than he did last time out. Briscoe trying to get by Bubba Walls for 11th. He's slowly been working his way forward as well. Thanks to everybody watching right now. Only had 1 caution for incident so far. That was Eric Almirola blowing a tire off of turn 4. It's some pretty steady going so far. Kyle Larson and William Byron have dominated, running 1-2 for all except 3 laps so far today. Kyle Larson now has led over 100 laps in this race. trying to get this stage 2 victory and actually get, I believe, his first stage win of the season. Thanks to everybody watching right now. Yeah, BJ McLeod, the only car out of this race, all the way down in 36th with mechanical issues. 23 cars currently on the lead lap. Currently, the last of those being AJ Allmendinger. Austin Dillon's got the free pass position right now, pretty much locked up because he decided to stay out as long as he could before hitting pit road. Then he hit pit road right when that caution came out. So in some sense, he was a bit of a loser, but in the other sense, now he's got the freshest tires of anybody trying to battle for that lucky dog position. So he's in 24th. But those guys that did take the wave around there under the last caution to get back on the lead lap, they might be in jeopardy of losing another lap once again because they're on older tires, and Larson's currently running 28.8s, and all those guys on older tires are running like 29.2s, 29.3s. So they could definitely be in jeopardy of going a lap down here as they're already a half a lap off the leader with 20 to go in the stage. We got restarted with 40 to go. Do some math. Currently last time by, though, Larson ran at 28.9. Byron ran at 28.95. Harvick ran at 29.93. And Keselowski ran at 29.02. Reddick actually with a 29.8. So Reddick the fastest car on the racetrack. And he has just gotten by Hamlin and Bell. So Reddick up into the top 5. Keep your eyes on that 45 car. He's having his best run so far of 2023. And Briscoe starting to catch up to Alex Bowman for 10th. Briscoe started all the way down in 24th. He's the defending winner of this race. You really expected more from him. And he has slowly made some steady progress today. At least that's somewhat of a positive sign for Stuart Haas. Thanks to everybody watching right now. Almost over 700 viewers on the day. We're up to 50 likes. I appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button if you have not as well. We're one subscriber away from 3,430. Almost 3/10 of the way to 3,500. Hold on one second. Thanks to everybody tuning in. Now we're back from commercial break. And Larson still leads. Oh, Bowman's now gotten Bowman's gotten passed by Briscoe for 10th, and now he's also gotten passed by Bubba Wallace. So that 48 car is starting to drop back here. Chris Buescher about to get by the 48 as well. So yeah, he's just simply slower than his teammates, and I think Josh Berry might outrun Alex Bowman here today. In just his second ever NASCAR Cup Series start, in the next gen car, Josh Berry might outrun Alex Bowman. Larson's lead still only about 1.2 seconds, so Byron's still within striking distance with 15 laps to go. Harvick 1.8 seconds off the lead. Last time by, the fastest car inside of your top 5 was Kyle Larson, then Tyler Reddick. But honestly, all of their lap times were within about 1/10 of a second of each other. The lap traffic could be a bit of a problem here for Kyle Larson before the end of the stage. That could give Byron an opportunity to get back into it. Looking at the chat, let me know, guys, who's your pick to win right now? I'd have to say I still think it's going to be Byron. Even though Larson's out front, Byron is definitely faster. Larson's just been able to maintain that track position. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We're going to be live next weekend for everything Atlanta. Harvick trying to find a way to make up some sort of ground on William Byron, looking for second place. Christopher Bell, who looked really strong there for a moment, just is kind of stagnated down in 7th. Looking for any change of position right now on the racetrack, and just really not a lot of passing has happened here on this long run to end stage number 2. Austin Cindric trying to get by Ricky Stenhouse Jr. right now. This is for 26th. Both of them are trying to catch up to Austin Dillon for that lucky dog position. Whew. Yeah, currently some guys struggling today. Zane Smith in his 3rd ever NASCAR Cup Series start is actually getting outrun by Todd Gilliland, who's in Rick Ware Racing Equipment. Todd Gilliland currently running 32nd, Zane Smith 33rd. That's a little concerning. Harrison Burton down in 30th. That's definitely not what you want from that team. He's lapped down. Austin Cindric down in 27th. Austin Dillon still lapped down. Noah Gragson as well. Kyle Busch currently runs down in 20th. That's kind of because of penalty on pit road. Chris Buescher trying to get the inside of Alex Bowman. That's for 12th on the racetrack. As they go into turn 3, the 17 looked for an opportunity, couldn't quite find it. Thanks to everyone watching right now. Over 700 viewers on the day. Godzilla Bowman got loose, and that's why Briscoe passed him. They just showed it on Fox. Yeah, that was about 15 laps ago. I mean, I appreciate the replay from Fox, but it's like Briscoe got by Bowman like literally 15 laps ago. Like how do you not like find that replay for 15 laps? Anyways, Larson, Byron, Harvick, Keselowski, Reddick, your top 5. Hamlin, Bell, Blaney, Chastain, Briscoe, your top 10. Briscoe's got that final stage point position, and he is now caught up to Ross Chastain. He's got about a second and a half over Bubba Wallace in 11th. So these guys, I think, are pretty confident that they'll get stage points here in stage 2. Briscoe looking to the inside of Chastain. Not going to be able to quite get there. Lorna, go Denny. Got some Denny Hamlin fans in the chat. I see you. I mean, he's run really solid today. Actually, he's currently running in 6th with his on, which is probably the lowest he's been today. He's probably been the most competitive Toyota so far. Really, a solid run for Hamlin. Whew. Joey Logano's struggles continue as he runs all the way down in 18th. Buescher not able to find a way by Bowman that time. And with 6 to go, coming to 5 to go in stage number 2, Larson still leads by a second over William Byron. Then it's 2 seconds back to Harvick in 3rd, 4 seconds back to Keselowski in 4th, and 5 seconds back to Reddick in 5th. Dean, Barry going to shock us all? I mean, he's made some steady progress from last week. I think he had some mechanical issues last week. Apparently the throttle was sticking. So I think that's why he ran so poorly. I mean, it was also his first ever start in a NASCAR Cup Series Next Gen car. But regardless of that fact, I mean, last week he ran outside the top 25 the whole time. Now he's running up in 15th. Actually pretty competitive with Bowman. I would not be surprised with him having 4 more starts in that race car at least. If he's able to possibly have a shot at maybe a top 10, even a top 5 run at some point. That would really impress. And right now he's trying to get by Daniel Suarez on the racetrack. 3 to go in stage 2. And now Kyle Larson working and putting Harrison Burton another lap down. John rooting for Kevin Harvick. He's had a good run. He's still my dark horse. I think it's going to take quite a bit for him to get by Byron and Larson. But he's definitely still my dark horse. Gibbs currently trying to reel in. Actually, Logano's gotten by Gibbs. So Gibbs starting to drop back now on this run as well. And with 2 to go on the stage, Briscoe still not been able to find a way by Chastain yet. And now Bowman has dropped all the way down. Is that right? Is Bowman got an issue? Unless the leaderboard might be glitching out, but Bowman just dropped down to the top 20. Final lap in the stage. Alex Bowman just dropped off the leaderboard. I don't know. We'll have to see if that's actually happening or not, but maybe issues for Alex Bowman. Okay, no, never mind. Leaderboard just worked again. Of course, NASCAR, that's a typical Fox issue. Looked like Bowman just maybe had a flat tire or something, but no, he's all good. Kyle Larson off of turn 4 in stage number 2. He'll get his first stage win of 2023. William Byron comes home second. Harvick in third. And then in fourth, you have Brad Keselowski picking up really solid stage points today. Reddick in fifth. Hamlin sixth. Bell seventh. Blaney eighth. Chastain ninth. And Briscoe rounds out your top 10. Then Bubba Wallace, Bowman, Buescher, Suarez, Berry your top 15. Then Priest, Truex, Logano, Gibbs, and Busch your top 20. McDowell, Jones, Allmendinger, the last cars on the lap. Austin Dillon will get the free pass in 24th. Then you have Gregson, Stenhouse, Cindric, LaJoie, and Haley all 1 lap down. Then Burton, Ty Dillon, Gilliland, Zane Smith each 2 laps down. Ware 4 laps down. Almirola 5 laps down. And McLeod out of this race. Thanks to everyone watching so far today. No, we're all good. We're all good. Okay, looking at the chat. What are your thoughts so far? I think it's going to be Byron or Larson's race to lose. But I wouldn't count out Kevin Harvick. I wouldn't count out Tyler Reddick. I mean, it's still close enough, but I'd still say it's Larson or Byron's race to lose. We have a 127-lap final stage here, the same distance as stage 2, just about. So far, this has been a really tame race. Thanks everyone watching so far. Yeah, Kyle Larson and William Byron each picking up 19 stage points apiece. Still definitely pretty happy with that. And then you had Harvick. He picked up 11 stage points. So that's a solid pickup for him. Tyler Reddick also picked up 10 stage points. Brad Keselowski picked up 11 as well, so that's good for those teams. I'm still keeping my eye on Chase Briscoe as my underdog in Stage 3. Chase Briscoe's my underdog pick right now. He started down in 24th. I think he ended Stage 2 in 15th. Now he ends, or Stage 1 in 15th. Now he ended Stage 2 in 10th. Slowly working his way to the front. He won this race last year, so obviously we know he can do it at this track. We're going to put up a new poll in the chat for who's going to win in Phoenix. Yeah, most stage points today go to Larson and Byron, each with 19 points apiece. Then Bell and Reddick and Hamlin each picked up 12 points. Harvick picked up 11, Keselowski 9, Blaney 8, Chastain 6, and Briscoe picked up 1 stage point. We got Larson, Byron, and we'll put Harvick in that poll as the third option, and then we'll just say other. Or no, we'll say Larson, Byron, Harvick, and I'd actually say Keselowski because he's been in the mix. Hey, we're up to 51 likes. I appreciate it. We got 50 people watching right now as well. Drop a like and hit that subscribe button if you have not already. Matt, who was involved in the caution? That was just the stage break. Stage break, Matt. Suarez going to be there at the end. Or do you think Suarez is going to be there at the end? I wouldn't rule him out because he's had top 10s all year and he's had consistency, but I don't know if he's got race winning pace. Yes, yet. I think Briscoe. Like I remember he said. I think Briscoe's and Buescher. I think they're a bit more likely underdogs right now, just because they've been making progress. Where I feel like Suarez is kind of stagnated in that 10th to 15th place range. Bowman and Suarez, the only two drivers to have top 10s in every race so far this season, trying to keep their streaks alive. Currently, they run in 12th and 14th. Also, smaller team, Corey LaJoie's had top 20s each race so far this season, which is good results for that team, but they currently run down, I think, down in 25th, so they need to make some progress to keep that streak alive. Actually, they run down 28th. But here, pit road is open. Larson will lead him down. Hit stops have played a big factor so far today. Track position is key. Any spots you can gain on pit road make a big difference. It's a lot easier to pass them on pit road than on the track today. Hey, we're almost up to 800 viewers on the day, and I appreciate it. Who let the dogs out? What are we even talking about? Oh, Harvick going to beat Byron off at pit road, it looks like. Larson with a bit of a slow stop. Oh, no, Larson slow stop, I think. Who's it going to? I think Larson kept the lead. Larson kept the lead, then Harvick, Byron. So Harvick gains a spot. Then Byron, Keselowski, Reddick, Bell gains a spot. So does Blaney. Hamlin loses 2. Then Chastain and Briscoe. That was close, though. Or do you guys like... Wait, oh, is there a dog barking in the background? I mean, maybe my dog was barking and I didn't even notice it. Wouldn't be surprised if he was. Thanks to everybody watching today. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. We'll be live next weekend in Atlanta. Well, not in Atlanta per se, but for Atlanta. Hold up just a moment, ladies and gentlemen. Just trying to do some quick math on my end. So we are up to the 18th biggest stream of 2023. So making some progress. Thanks everybody who's tuned in. Adam Lee, Ty Gibbs speeding penalty. Oh boy. Oh boy. And Gibbs and Gregson so far really struggled in their rookie campaigns. And it just seems like nowadays every rookie, that hot rookie that comes out of the Xfinity Series, is not light the world on fire in the Cup Series or even close to it. I think that is just with the limits on the Cup Series guys racing in the lower series. I think it just ruins the quality of the lower series guys when they come into the Cup Series, because it's like a whole different level of competition that they've never been exposed to. When you had Kyle Busch, Kyle Larson, Joey Logano, Denny Hamlin, Brad Keselowski, others all consistently racing in the Xfinity Series on a regular basis, the quality of the drivers when they first came out of the Xfinity Series was so much better. Now, I know you can make the argument that because those guys are racing, it took away opportunities from other guys, racing the Xfinity Series, and I don't necessarily disagree with that, but I think in terms of it being as good a, farm system, because, that's what the Xfinity Series is it's a farm system for the Cup Series. Its quality is definitely dropped now. Do you guys hear the dog barking? Brian, you was led here for Eric. You've been watching your stream while watching on TV. Awesome job. From Eric Almiroli? I'm not sure. Well, thanks for sticking around. I don't want to discredit Eric by any means. I know I appreciate what I know a lot of people appreciate what he does by streaming the races. I mean, I'm pretty sure that he'll end up getting taken down by YouTube for that. Pretty sure that's illegal. But I mean, I'm not trying to flex. I feel like my commentating skills might be a little bit better, but I still appreciate him for bringing him over to you. Bringing him from, I can't even speak, bringing you over from him. So, you know, I can't speak, so maybe my commentary skills aren't that good. But thanks for tuning in, Brian. Let me know if you guys are having any issues with your stream. It's telling me on my end that I'm having some stream issues. 1 mile Cup Series, think Harvick finna win? Brian, I appreciate it. We've converted one. Chris, I know that's what I hear. I also just okay. I don't want to start like tacking on to him for much. Okay, Adam, that's good to hear. Right now, though, 50% of you guys think Harvick's going to win. 30% say Larson. Only 8% say Byron and Keselowski. I don't know. My money's on Larson. No bias, but I'm saying Kyle Larson's going to get the victory. Let me know in the chat who's going to win this final stage before we get the green flag. Here they come. They got go restart zone. Larson on the inside is outside. Kevin Harvick, the closer. Can he get another win in Phoenix? And he's got a good restart on the high side through the restart zone down the front straightaway as they cut across the dogleg. Harvick is there. Byron's also down low, making it a 3-car battle for the lead. Chastain up the track, though. That is going to make them 5 wide in the mid-pack. Oh, my goodness. They're sorting it out. They're still 3 and 4 wide in the mid-pack. Down the back straightaway at the front of the field. I don't know what's going on. But oh my goodness, how did they just sort that out? Chastain went way up the track, and now Buescher up the track, pushing Chastain out wide. They're 3 wide once again, but now Larson is out to the lead over Harvick, and Byron the top 3 single file. Then Bell to the inside of Keselowski for 4th. Behind him, Reddick on the inside of Hamlin for 6th. Keselowski going to surge ahead on the outside of Bell down the back straightaway. He's got that 4th position once again. And Gibbs, after that speeding penalty, he is back there in the middle of that chaos trying to come from the back. Oh, Josh Berry and Chris Buescher bang doors into turn 3. Rubbin's racing. And Berry going to stay ahead of Buescher there. Thanks to everyone watching right now. I hear Brian, I hear you. Anyways, still the restart. Here we go. Now Bell getting by Hamlin. Reddick trying to find a way by his boss. Suarez on the outside of Berry and Buescher. This battle is still 3 wide. Now Logano going to enter the picture on the outside. Not going to be able to quite get there. Staying on that right rear corner panel of the 9. Really, Berry and Logano have been battling the whole day. Didn't have that on my bingo card. Buescher trying to get ahead of Suarez. That is for 12th. At the front of the field, though, Larson's lead now up to 7/10 over Kevin Harvick. Byron about a second back in 3rd. Keselowski a second and a half back in 4th. But keep your eye out on the closer, Kevin Harvick. He started down in 15th and has slowly been closing in on the leader, no pun intended. Still hasn't led a lap yet today, though. Thanks everybody watching right now. Make sure you drop a like, and subscribe. We got 60 people watching right now. I appreciate it. Larson's lead currently now up to 0.8 of a second over Kevin Harvick. That 5-car really takes off on the short run. I think it's on the long run where he is at least susceptible. He is weak and exposed to Kevin Harvick and Byron. There, that's how I'll say it. There is something wrong with Alex Bowman's ticker because he keeps just dropping all the way back to like multiple laps, or like dropping all the way down to the bottom of the lead lap cars and then jumping back up to 12th. They're all over the place. Oh, Tyler Reddick trying to get to the inside of Hamlin there off of turn 4. Not going to get there. Behind him, Blaney trying to drive by Chase Briscoe for 8th. Briscoe continuing to make that progress. That's what I'm talking about. Now he's up to 8th. Keep your eyes out on that 14 car. Bowman trying to get to the inside of Ross Chastain for 10th. Just has continued to struggle compared to his teammates, man. I'm concerned for Bowman. He has not historically run well at Phoenix. But even last week, it was Byron and Larson were battling at the front. Bowman was up there in the top 5, but he was never really on the same level as the 5 or the 24. And that's the reason I think Bowman is scrutinized as that 4th Hendrick driver, because Larson and Elliott I think are definitely the best 2 Hendrick drivers. Not many people argue that. And Byron and Bowman are often just grouped into that same level of, both could be replaced. And at least for me personally, I just see Byron as better than Bowman because he's not consistent. But when he's on, he's on. Like, he has dominated quite a few races just like he dominated last weekend in Las Vegas. Like, he's dominated a lot today. I really can't think of many races. Like, I can't think of a race where Bowman has just dominated the field. Brian, Briscoe, and Barry having a good day so far. Yeah, Barry definitely a better day than last time out in Las Vegas. Only 3 cautions, though, so far today. 2 of them for stages. It's been a pretty tame race so far. Tyler Reddick to the inside of Hamlin through turns 3 and 4. Reddick's been trying to pull off this pass on his owner for quite a while, and it's not going to be able to make it happen this time either. Since the restart, though, the biggest mover, Joey Logano, up 5 spots. He's up to 13th. Maybe they finally figured something out on that 22 car. The biggest loser is Truex. He's dropped 4 spots, and Chastain has lost 3. Yeah, Truex has also had a really poor day today. He has not run inside the top 15 hardly at all. Yeah, our biggest mover since the restart, Logano up 10, Busch up 6, McDowell up 5, and Bubba and Bowman each up 4 apiece. Thanks to everyone watching. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Larson leads now by 2.5 seconds over Harvick. I had not realized the lead had gotten that big. Larson really starting to pull away from the field. And Joey Logano going to the inside of Ross Chastain through turns 1 and 2. Not going to make the pass happen right there. Right now, Logano in a Trackhouse Racing sandwich as he's got Suarez behind him. Off of turn number 4. Logano not with a big enough of a run to make a move on Chastain through turns 1 and 2. Larson just pulling ahead. He has led almost 150 laps today. And I'm just going to look at the lap times right now amongst your leaders. Last time by, Kyle Larson ran, if the leaderboard will load for me, Kyle Larson ran a 28.60. Harvick ran a 28.71, so a 1/10 of a second slower. Byron ran a 28.68, so still almost a 1/10 of a second slower than Keselowski at 28.8. So yeah, Larson really whooping the field right now. Now, next time by, he ran a 28.66. Harvick ran a 28.7 flat, so that's only half his 1/10 slower. But then Byron ran a 28.83. Bell ran a 28.81. So almost, that's like half a second slower? Oh, wait, no, only like 0.2 of a second slower. My bad. I can't think. But Bell actually just got by Keselowski, so now he's up to 4th. Don't count out Christopher Bell. He might be the closer in this one. I'm basically calling anybody that's not Kyle Larson the closer at this point. Bell was making up ground earlier on in the day, got all the way up to 3rd, got to within 2.5 seconds of the leader, then had that bad pit stop under green and lost 10 seconds on pit road, lost about 5 positions on the racetrack, has been slowly recovering ever since. But he said he really likes this style of racing, or at least the way the car drives and the way it's super slick and hard to handle. So yeah, don't count out Christopher Bell. Now Reddick getting by Brad Keselowski. Now he's up to 5th. And we've seen this quite a few times today. Keselowski just kind of fades on the long run here, and he's starting to drop back. Blaney has gone by Briscoe for 8th. And now Logano gone by Chastain for 12th. Kyle Busch back up to 16th. Still recovering from that loose wheel penalty on pit road. Bubba Wallace has really dropped back on this run. He's all the way down to 19th. He's really struggling here. Currently, Ty Gibbs, the last car on the lead lap, in 24th. Noah Gragson has the free pass position for now over Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and Austin Cindric. And right now, Kyle Larson is probably going to be thinking about lap traffic in about 10 laps or so. And we are closing in. Actually, we are now at 100 laps to go. 100 laps to go here in Phoenix. We've had 5 lead changes amongst 4 leaders, and actually none of those have happened under green. So that kind of describes this race. I'd honestly say right now, I mean, if Larson wasn't leading, this race would be like a 3 out of 10. It has been really bad. Honestly, it would probably be a 2 out of 10. There's just been nothing that has happened. Adam Lee, I think if Truex doesn't win this year, he's going to retire. I wouldn't be surprised. I think it's just kind of, I mean, I think Sammy Smith will replace Ryan Truex. I think Sammy Smith is going to replace Martin Truex. And maybe this year or maybe next year. But I think it's going to happen within the next 2 years. And then I think Nemechek might replace Hamlin if Hamlin, switches over to his own 23XI car. We'll see. I think Sammy Smith is just more talented than Nemechek, and things just never really worked out for Nemechek. Just kind of the wrong place, wrong time, I feel like. Thank you, Laura. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name, Lorna. But thank you. Appreciate it. And to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already dropped a like and subscribed. What are you doing? This is Kyle Larson's race to lose right now. But currently, Larson's lead now up to 3.2 seconds over Kevin Harvick. Byron 5 seconds off the lead in third, so I think Larson definitely is the strongest car at this point in the running. Bell in fourth. Reddick fifth. Keselowski, Hamlin. Briscoe's gotten back by Blaney for eighth. Then Bowman rounds out the top 10. Kyle Busch has worked his way back up in the 15th, getting by Ryan Preece. And if you're going to, split this final stage in half, which has been the strategy called throughout the day, oh boy. Sorry for that. Reloading the reboard here. And there we go. That should do it. A little quick technical difficulty. Figured it out. They'll figure it out. Thanks to everybody watching right now. It's Larson leading by 3.5 seconds over Harvick, 5.5 seconds over Byron. Bell 7 seconds off the lead in fourth. Yeah, this is currently Larson's race to lose. And that's what it was like last week until that caution came out for Almirola. So I'm not confident Larson's going to win this race until he takes the checkered flag. And even then, who knows? He might get disqualified in the post-race. But keep your eyes on the 2 RFK cars this season, both off to strong starts. Keselowski runs in 6th, Buescher in 11th, and in the point standings, right now Brad Keselowski 9th in the point standings, Buescher in 13th. Now, I don't think we'll have as many different winners as we did last year, but still, I think you're probably going to most likely need to win to get into the playoffs. But still, Larson about to make it. Well, if Larson were to win, then this would be our fifth. How many races do we have? Well, we've only had. No, is this the 5th or the 4th race of the season? I can't remember. We've had. No, this is the 4th race of the season, so this would be the 4th winner in 4 races. So really, not that crazy. Byron might be in jeopardy of getting passed here by Christopher Bell if this long run continues on. Byron just starting to fade further and further. Thanks to everybody watching right now with the 90 laps to go. Kyle Larson leads by 3.5 seconds over Kevin Harvick, 5.5 seconds over William Byron, 6.5 seconds over Bell, 7.5 seconds over Reddick in 5th. Hamlin is now caught up to Brad Keselowski. He's also got Chase Briscoe with him. And keep your eye out for Chase Briscoe, man. Everybody's talking about Kevin Harvick being the closer. they have not talked about Briscoe really yet on this restart, but he's the defending winner of this race. Hamlin going to the inside of Keselowski here into turn 1 and 2. Actually not going to be able to make the pass there. Down the back straightaway, Hamlin going to make a move to the inside of Keselowski. This is for 6th place on the racetrack. And off of turn number 4, Hamlin not going to be able to quite get there. He's going to be side by side with Keselowski down the front straightaway. Now Keselowski will surge ahead once again. Briscoe closes right in on the bumper of Hamlin through turns 1 and 2. Going to try and turn down across the racetrack to get to the inside of that 11 car. This is a good battle for 6th through 8th right here. And last time by, Harvick actually a bit faster than your leader, Kyle Larson. We're starting to get to that point in the run where the 5 car has struggled a little bit. Oh, Briscoe almost into the wall in turns 1 and 2. Into turns 3 and 4. Keselowski's going to go high. That'll open the door for Hamlin down low, but Hamlin cannot hold that line on old tires, nor can Briscoe really. You just see it. They're fighting that steering wheel. Going to closing in on 85 laps left in this race, as Larson just seems to be pulling away. Still only seen 1 caution for incident in this one. For a 500-mile race, this thing is going by quickly. Or I shouldn't say quickly, but like quick-ish. Hector, how are you doing? Good to see you. Oh, I know. They need to get the championship out of Phoenix as soon as possible. This track is terrible, in my opinion. This is my least favorite track on the schedule. Not even close. Hey, maybe Texas is worse. But I mean, they have improved the racing product to where it's somewhat bearable. There are multiple lanes now, but even with multiple lanes, you can take multiple lanes, but it's still impossible to pass. Briscoe trying to find a way by Hamlin right now. Can't find it there. But Larson's now starting to work his way by lap traffic for the first time on this run, but they're going to cut to commercial. You think Homestead needs to be the end of the regular season in Daytona, the championship? Okay. Hector, I kind of agree with you, not really. I want Homestead to be the championship race. If under this format, I would like Homestead to be the championship race, or actually Charlotte maybe. But now I know nobody wants to really change the playoff format again, but if you could change the playoffs or make it, if you made it full season championship again, a full season championship, no playoffs, or you made the playoffs like or how it used to be, where it was just 10 races and points reset at just the start of those races. Then I feel like you could have the regular season or the whole season finale at Daytona. I think that would be actually pretty interesting. What do I think about St. Louis? I think that could be an interest. I mean, we've only had 1 race there yet, so it's still too early to, I think, make that ruling. I don't think the weather would probably be nice enough though that time of year. In the first weekend in November, I feel like it's probably gonna be too cold for what NASCAR wants. And obviously Florida, I think, will be better. What can Texas do to improve the race? I have no idea. Just they're going to blow up the track, I guess, or totally remodel it. Looking at the poll, though, 40% say Larson, 40% say Harvick, then 15% say Byron, and 5% say Keselowski for who's going to win this race. Closing in on the finish here, ladies and gents. The final pit stops closing in. Probably see pit stops happening in about 15 laps or so, I'd imagine. And Kevin Harvick has definitely started to make up some ground on Kyle Larson. His lead is now down to just 2.3 seconds. And Christopher Bell is catching up to William Byron for third. That gap between those two cars, 0.3 of a second right now. Then Reddick in fifth, Keselowski sixth, Hamlin seventh, Briscoe 8th, Blaney, and Bowman, your top 10. Then Buescher, Logano, Chastain, Suarez, Kyle Busch, your top 15. Priest, McDowell, Buescher, Berry, Truex, your top 20. Then Allmendinger, Jones, Gibbs, and Austin Dillon the last car on the lap. Then you have Stenhouse currently in the lucky dog position, 1 lap down. Then LaJoie, Gregson, Cindric, Haley, each 1 lap down. Then you have Ty Dillon, Burton, Gilliland, each 3 laps down. 2 laps down. Then you have Zane Smith, 3 laps down. Ware, 4 laps down. And Almirola, 5 laps down. BJ McLeod, the only car out of this race. Oh, boy. Okay, I think we're going to be back from commercial break now. Yes, we are. Thanks to everyone watching so far today. Closing in on 1,000 viewers on the day. I appreciate it. Adam Lee, well, they don't have lights at Talladega. Otherwise, they probably have a night race at Talladega. But if they could add lights, I would be all behind that. Or all for that. Yeah, Larson's lead now down to just over 2 seconds. So Harvick is making up some ground on the leader. But just with clean air to Larson's advantage, it's going to be really hard for Harvick to go up there and pass him. But Bell has caught up to Byron for third. The man that was unstoppable in stage 1 seems to have fallen back down to planet Earth. Christopher Bell now catching up to Byron down the front straightaway. Into turns 1 and 2. Bell going to go to the outside, Byron down low. And Briscoe's been trying to work over Hamlin for quite a while now, but just can't pull off the pass. And I think he used up some of his equipment trying to get by him. Thanks, everybody watching right now. Looking back at the chat. Whopper. No, Hector, Texas just needs to be reconfigured or change the banking in some way. Yeah, they just got to give that thing a facelift entirely. Gobbler rooting for Harvick. I know Harvick, I wouldn't be super upset if Harvick won this race, but just as a Larson fan after the defeat of last week being so close, and honestly, we still have 75 laps to go in this race, but we've been so strong today. I need to win this race. I don't want to be that frustrated if Harvick wins. But I want to see Larson win, obviously, because he's also my favorite driver. But I know we got a lot of people rooting on Harvick in the chat. Briscoe trying to get by Denny Hamlin once again here off of turn 2. This is for 7th on the racetrack. And it looks like he's going to have a shot here into turn 3 on the inside. Hamlin up top. Can he slide up in front of him? Yes, he will. Hamlin, does he have enough speed to make the crossover? Hamlin's going for the crossover down the front straightaway. Briscoe's got the advantage, though, on the high side into turn 1. Briscoe trying to pull off this pass for 7th. And for other places on the racetrack, Bell has now gotten by Byron for 3rd. And now Briscoe has sealed that pass on Hamlin from 24th to 7th. Briscoe continues to pick him off, and Bell's up to 3rd. Look out for Christopher Bell. Byron's back to 4th. And now Harvick is now only about 1.8 seconds off of Kyle Larson with 73 laps to go. Larson is looking forward to making that pit stop. Chastain and Chris Buescher battling for 12th on the racetrack right now. Logano up to 11th. Buescher starting to drop back on this long run. The next car for Briscoe to pass is Brad Keselowski for 6th, which is about a second up the racetrack for him. Oh my gosh. There's the pods moving in storage move of the race currently. And right now it's just Alex Bowman's slide. It's supposed to be like a pass or something good. It's Alex Bowman almost spinning out his car while losing positions. Yes, it's a good save, but that just shows you how little action there's been at the front of the field. As Kyle Larson's looking to put Harrison Burton another lap down. Corey LaJoie's going to hit pit road with 71 to go. He's the first one to pit here. I'll see who else decides to follow him down pit road. I think Byron's going to pit here pretty soon as well because he's starting to lose track position. I think Harvick might try and undercut Larson here. 70 to go this time at the line. Everybody's in their fuel window. And the guys are getting up on the wall for Harvick and Larson. So I would not be surprised if they're coming down pit road in the next lap or two. Now here comes Michael McDowell to pit. I think everybody was going to go another 5 to 10 laps. Actually on the broadcast they say the number they were thinking was like 2:55, so in about 15 laps. But with these guys coming early, I think it just forces the hand for everybody else because track position is just so key. You don't want to stay out, lose a couple spots, because even with fresh tires, just making passes so difficult. Logano now into pit from 11th. Austin Cindric also is going to hit pit road. And now Chase Briscoe has gotten by Brad Keselowski for 7th. I wouldn't be surprised if Keselowski hits pit road here. Or that was for 6th, my bad. And now Reddick will pit from 5th, and he'll bring Keselowski with him. And I think now your leaders are probably going to hit pit road here, as there's 67 to go this time by. And now Bowman, yeah, this is about half the field has now come down pit road this time. Not half the field, about 8 cars, but Larson's going to probably pit this time by. But to give you perspective, these guys have 55 laps on their tires. They're going to have to go like 65 to 70 on this next set. So they're going to be really hanging on to these cars at the end of this next run, which is just to the finish. And now Harvick, Bell, Byron, Briscoe, Hamlin, everybody pits. Larson stays out. Larson's got to pit this time by. I hope Harvick coming 1 lap early does not make a big difference here. Now Larson's into pit this time. Hopefully that 1 lap does not make a big difference. Harvick back out onto the track. Harvick goes about 1.5 seconds behind Larson. These fresh tires should make him about 1 second quicker than whatever Larson was running. It's going to be close when they merge back out onto the track. Don't want to have a penalty here on pit road. We saw 4 penalties on pit road under the last set of green flag pit stops. Suarez, Priest, Wallace, Jones, only guys that haven't pitted yet. Oh, a bit of a slow stop there on the 5. And they're going to drop the jack, and Larson is away. Oh, I'm so nervous. Where's he going to merge out relative to Kevin Harvick? I'm looking for this green car coming off of turn 4. And Larson, Harvick on the outside of Larson. Through turns 1 and 2. Harvick up the track a bit. Larson getting back up to speed. Harvick on the bumper of Kyle Larson down the back straightaway. Can he get there? Oh, that was way closer than it needed to be. But just like I anticipated, Harvick all over Kyle Larson right now. And if he's going to make that move, he's got to do it right now. Well, Kyle Larson's still getting back up to speed. And Larson right now, he's just trying to fire off and hit some clean laps and hopefully not have to deal with any heavy lap traffic ahead of him. Oh, boy. Yeah, if Larson wouldn't have stayed out on track for 1 more lap, he would have lost that lead for sure. Now, Bubba Wallace hits pit road, and that means the pit cycle has completed. But Harvick is here on the bumper of the 5, and he was making up ground on Larson late in that run. But I still think Larson fires off quicker than Harvick. Actually, Jones is still not pitted yet. Once he pits, then pit stops will cycle through. Oh, boy. Now Larson's lead over Harvick about 6 car lengths. So it's a little bit more comfortable now, but that was really close. That was really close. Joshua Brady going to go for the main event for senior night on Thursday. I have no idea what you're talking about, man, but thanks for tuning in, Joshua. All right, that was so close. Harvick could have gotten to the 5, but I think he almost ran over him and had to get out of the gas there kind of awkwardly. And that's what kind of bogged him down there. Oh, my goodness. But now they're already having to lap some pretty competitive race cars as they put Ryan Preece a lap down. They have lapped all the way up to 17th on the racetrack, so it is not going to be easy for Larson from here on out. Yeah, in terms of their time on pit road, Kevin Harvick was 1.3 seconds quicker than Larson, and that was all the gap. So it wasn't even really the fresh tires that made much of a difference for Kevin Harvick. It was really just the time on pit road. We got, how many people are watching right now? We got 60 people in here. Feel free to drop a like and subscribe as they're going to cut to a side-by-side commercial break with 61 laps to go. Eric Jones still needs to make his final pit stop of the day. But then once that happens, Kyle Larson and Kevin Harvick will cycle back to the lead. Oh, my goodness. This is intense. I'm trying to see if there are any penalties on pit road that just we didn't hear about. It doesn't look like any of your leaders had any penalties or bad pit stops. But Bell is definitely still in the picture as now he is about 4 seconds. 4 seconds off 4.5 seconds off of Kyle Larson, about 3 seconds off of Kevin Harvick. So he's definitely in the picture here with 59 laps to go. Oh, boy, Daniel Suarez. I saw we had some Daniel Suarez fans in the chat. Daniel Suarez speeding on pit road. Oh, no, and he was speeding. Okay, Daniel Suarez was speeding on pit road and then was speeding while serving his pass-through penalty. So he's going to have to do another pass-through. Oh, boy, Suarez was having a really good run going. He was, well, not really good, but he was running inside the top 15. And, yeah, he's probably going to drop outside of the top 30 now. This is not going to be the result they wanted because he did not get any stage points either. But now after pit stops Jones still has to pit, but after that, it'll be Larson, Harvick, Bell, Byron, Reddick, your top 5, then Keselowski, Blaney, Briscoe, Hamlin, Chastain, your top 10, then Bowman, Buescher, Kyle Busch, Logano, and Berry, your top 15. And Eric Jones is about to have to make that pit stop here. Don't know how much longer he can stretch it out. Thanks to everybody watching right now. Drop a like and subscribe. The laps continue to tick down with 57 to go. Kyle Larson's lead over Kevin Harvick still only about half a second, or the equivalent of it, like a couple of car lengths. So all it takes is Larson having one slip up for Harvick to be right there on his bumper. And Larson's still going to have a lot of heavy lap traffic to deal with. So it's far from over for him. Now, Jones, if he wants to, he can probably run for another 15, 20 laps. Or probably only about, 10 to 15 more laps. But I'd imagine once he loses this lead, he'll probably just hit pit road. But this will drop him a lap or two down. But they were not running that strong anyways, so not really sacrificing too much here. So now the gap between Larson and Harvick just 3.5 tenths of a second, and then it's only about 4 seconds back to Bell, who will eventually be third, and about 4.5 seconds back to Byron, and then about 5.5 seconds back to Reddick in fifth. Thanks to everybody watching so far today. Kevin Harvick trying to get that 10th win today. 10th win at Phoenix, that is. Not just in his career. Obviously, we know Kevin Harvick's good, but trying to get 10 wins at just one single racetrack. Josh, today's your mom's birthday. Well, happy birthday to your mom, Josh. Dang, Brian. I know. We had some people rooting for Suarez. That's a tough break. And we're over 1,000 viewers on the day. I appreciate it. Oh, my goodness. The last time that Kevin Harvick did not finish a race inside the top 10 at Phoenix was in 2013. So literally 10 years ago. Ty Gibbs was 10 years old. Oh, my goodness. And now Kyle Larson is retaking the lead from Eric Jones, and he is also pulled away from Kevin Harvick because now he has 2 cars between him and the 4, and that is going to allow him to get some breathing room real quick. Oh, I don't know how much longer Eric Jones can stretch it, but that is definitely going to allow Kevin Harvick to will allow Kyle Larson to get some breathing room. As now his lead over Harvick is almost up to a full second. Bell 4.5 seconds off the lead in third, which will be third when Jones pits. And Byron 5 seconds off the lead in fourth. Reddick 6 seconds off the lead in fifth. Oh, come on, Larson. Let's go. Let's seal the deal this time. The next car for him to put a lap down is Austin Dillon in 23rd. Then Ty Gibbs, AJ Allmendinger, Bubba Wallace. And Chase Briscoe, he was kind of my sleeper, but after pit stops, he's still not made much progress. Still running in 8th. Pretty close to Ryan Blaney and Brad Keselowski, though. Thanks to everyone watching right now. Also, Suarez, after both of those pit road speeding penalties, is all the way down in 29th, 2 laps down. So, not the result they wanted, certainly. 49 to go, now 48 to go, this time at the line. Larson just picking him up, putting him down. His lead over Kevin Harvick still under a second. And my eyes are still on Christopher Bell in 4th. 4 seconds off the lead. In stage 2, he was making up a lot of ground, had that bad pit stop. Didn't have the bad pit stop this time, but he just might be too far back. Thanks to everybody watching right now. Appreciate it if you subscribed in this past weekend, whether you're from the Eric Almiroli stream or if you're from the Iceberg shouting me out. Appreciate it. Yeah, if you like the Iceberg, if you don't watch his content on YouTube, you should check out his YouTube channel. Makes a lot of great NASCAR content. He was even in here watching the stream, so. Larson going to the inside of Cindric, putting him another lap down. Cindric really struggled today. The one thing that I would say about this race, though, is that I would say in terms of the running order, it really shows who I think are some of the strongest guys in the Cup Series right now. And the guys that are struggling are some of the guys that I'd say kind of struggle in the Cup Series. Like they're, like this is like how I more so would expect them to run, I guess, if that's how you'd say it. Like Larson, Harvick, Bell, 3 of the most talented guys, I think, in the NASCAR Cup Series, running 1, 2, 3. Guys that aren't maybe in the best of equipment, but running well. Bowman, Buescher, Buescher and McDowell, I should say, not Bowman. Buescher and McDowell running inside of the top 15. And then like some guys who are struggling. Martin Truex Jr. down in 19th. Joey Logano down in 16th. Well, I'd say I think Joey Logano's better than where he's running right now, but like kind of that right there. Truex and Bubba Wallace running 19th and 20th. And then even further down the running order, like Justin Haley in 29th, Zane Smith in 3rd. Well, Zane Smith doesn't run full time, but like Austin Cindric 26th. Daniel Suarez in 28th. I know he had that penalty, but like that's kind of where I kind of rank those guys in terms of my. Oh wait, Kevin Harvick, where did he come from? Kevin Harvick to the inside of Kyle Larson for the lead. Kevin Harvick's just gone by Kyle Larson. I wasn't paying attention. I was looking at the leaderboard, and now Kevin Harvick's out front. What just happened? And Kevin Harvick just passed for the lead. I can't even believe it. I just have to say is that the broadcast is so bad. They put a crank it up section on right as we were about to have our first green flag pass for the lead. And now here you have him, Kevin Harvick, the man, the myth, the legend when it comes to racing at Phoenix Raceway, out front, the first non-Hendrick driver to lead laps under green. And yeah, Larson just slipped up there, I think in turns 1 and 2, and that opened the door for Kevin Harvick. Now, Larson hasn't dropped that far back off the 4 yet, but I think Kevin Harvick is the man to beat right now. I think Larson was just hanging on to the lead due to that clean air helping him out. Oh, boy. And Kevin Harvick is now caught up to Larson and gotten by him. Oh, the frustration continues. It's been so hard to pass all day, so it's like it took Larson slipping up for Harvick to get by, and I don't see Kevin Harvick slipping up and letting Larson back by him. Oh, boy. Oh, yeah, the 5 car has already dropped off by almost a second to the leader, Kevin Harvick. I think he is all over the place right now. He is struggling. But now we got Blaney, Briscoe, and Keselowski all under a blanket. Keselowski to the inside of Blaney. Actually, I think Keselowski's getting passed on the outside, so Blaney going by Keselowski on the outside. Now Briscoe's got to run on him as well. Denny Hamlin also about to enter this fight. Briscoe to the inside of the 6 in turns 1 and 2. Keselowski will have to run off a corner exit, and that'll help him keep that spot for now. And just like that, our first green flag pass for the lead. Oh, boy. We got a lot of great Go Harvick's in here. Thanks, Brian. Oh, my goodness. Another Larson law. I just can't do this right now. Harvick is driving away. Oh, boy. It's over. It's over unless we get that caution flag, man. Larson, another lead gone. I don't know how much longer I can hang on to this, man. Thanks everybody watching right now. Yeah, Harvick's lead now already up to 2.5 over Larson. He is driving away from everybody else as well. This is Harvick's race to lose unless we get a caution flag. Oh my goodness, I'm just in a total state of anguish at the moment. Another Larson win just fumbled away, it seems like. Still, the race is long from over, but I think it's going to take a caution for anybody else to get back in this fight. Right now, the lap times, Harvick ran a 29 flat, Larson ran a 29.17, Bell ran a 29.18, Byron ran a 29.15. Nobody else was even close to Harvick's lap time last time by. Allmendinger trying to go by Bubba Wallace for 20th on the racetrack. Allmendinger's really struggled today. Josh Berry back up to 17th. Bowman working his way by Eric Jones. Eric Jones somehow making this fuel stretch out. He's going to have to pit here soon. Tyler Reddick has caught up to William Byron. This is the battle for 4th place. Reddick looking to the outside of Byron. Off of turn number 2. Not going to be able to get there. Yeah, John, this is Kevin Harvick's playground. I know, Mel. Now we need a turnover. We need a turnover again. Or turnover. What am I even saying? A turnover. We need a caution. This is not football season. We need a caution. Yeah, Brian Harvick is glued to the track. And now he leads by almost 2 seconds over Kyle Larson. Bell is almost 6 seconds off the lead in 3rd. It is over, man. Now he's going to be trying to put Ty Gibbs' lap down here pretty soon. But I do have to say, this race, I mean, it feels like it should be, I feel like I should be more bored with this race than what I've been. But, like, I mean, this is a 3 out of 10 or a 2 out of 10. Like, I could not rewatch this race if you paid me to. I probably could rewatch this race if you paid me to. And that's not just because Larson got passed by Harvick. It has just been such... I mean, there's just been such a lackluster in terms of action. Oh, my gosh. Eric Jones finally hits pit road. Tried to stretch it as far as he could on that tank of gas. But Kevin Harvick carrying the banner for Ford today. The only Ford inside of the top 5 right now. Briscoe catching up to Brad Keselowski. This is for 7th on the racetrack. 30 to go this time by. At the line is Kevin Harvick's race to lose. I mean, I think it's been a decent race, Brian. It's been a decent race. Like, that's what I said. It feels like it should be worse. It feels like it should be a 3 out of 10, considering there's been no action. But, like, I don't know. It's been engaging enough to where I haven't just wanted to, like, fall asleep here on stream. Hey, we got 70 people in here. Feel free to drop a like and subscribe. We'll be live next weekend for everything Atlanta, and you already know that is going to be chaotic. Over 1,000 viewers on the day. I appreciate it. Harvick trying to put Ty Gibbs a lap down, and Ty not letting him just get by. And that is allowing Larson to kind of inch back in on the leader. He's made up about a half a second on Harvick over the last couple of laps. And maybe the 4 hasn't had to deal with much lap traffic today. Maybe that's going to give Larson this opportunity here. And Harvick trying to get Ty Gibbs a lap down here. Finally, still not going to be able to do it, it looks like, off of turn 2. T-Van, how are you doing? You went away for a few. Glad I came back to Harvick in the lead. I know, it's just... Hector, I don't think that yellow's incoming. I just don't see it. Now Harvick's finally put Ty Gibbs lap down. He's putting Zane Smith another lap down. This is just Larson's luck at times. Of course, the caution's going to come out when he's leading with 5 to go. But now, the time he's in second place with 5 to go, the caution's not going to come out. And now that Harvick's gotten around that lap traffic, he has just pulled away from Kyle Larson. Once again, his gap now back up to almost 2 seconds. And the next car he's going to be catching will be Bubba Wallace, then Austin Dillon. Currently running order: Harvick, Larson, Bell, Byron, Reddick, your top 5. Then Blaney, Keselowski, Briscoe, Hamlin, Chastain, your top 10. Then Bowman, Busch, McDowell, Buescher, Logano, your top 15. Then Barry, Priest, Truex, Allmendinger, Dillon, your top 20. Then Bubba Wallace, the last car on the lead lap in 21st. Last time by, oh my gosh. Larson's just getting blown out of the water by Harvick right now. That 5 car, they are hoping for a caution, because if not, he may not even finish second. Christopher Bell might catch him. He's falling like a rock. I'm just looking for a caution flag right now. Please. Please a caution. Please a caution. Somebody give me, I need a caution in the chat. We need a caution chant. Caution chant. Caution. Caution. Rebel, you want a caution? Gobbler, roll Harvick, roll. I don't think Tony's actually here this weekend. I think he's got an NHRA event. I hear what you're saying, T-Van. I hear what you're saying. I know, right? Now we got Brian like, no caution. I don't know. This is tough. Right now, Harvick caught up to Bubba Wallace, trying to put him a lap down. He's the 21st driver on the lead lap. He's also got Austin Dillon right ahead of him, and Harvick just going to be easily able to go by Bubba Wallace on the outside. The next car ahead of him is Austin Dillon, then AJ Allmendinger, all kind of nose to tail right here. I think right now the only guy that could even possibly threaten Christopher Bell or Harvick is Christopher Bell, but he's 5 seconds off the lead with 20 to go. That's going to take basically a miracle. Larson is just falling off like a rock. This is so painful. Oh, well. Back-to-back weekends where Larson's led over 100 laps. It has come up short. It just seems like I can't have happiness right now. We got over 60 people watch right now. Feel free to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Appreciate it. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, this is the 15th biggest stream so far of 2023. Closing in on being the 14th. So thanks to everybody who's tuned in. We'll be live next Friday, Saturday, Sunday for the ATL. Oh boy. Just come on. We need a caution. Please. Please. NASCAR. Something. Let's get Kyle Larson back in this thing. T-Van, McDowell is impressing you today. I mean, McDowell he had a couple runs like this last year. That team has definitely taken a step forward, currently running in 13th. This is a really solid run. Started in 7th. Oh, boy. Oh, my gosh. I just need a caution flag right now. Now Harvick putting A.J. Allmendinger lap down. Now he's lapped up to 19th. The next car he'll be catching is Truex. Then there's a bit of a gap to Preece. 17 to go for Kevin Harvick. No caution came out last weekend with, I believe, 4 to go, right? Actually, I think it was 3 to go. So it's certainly not over till it's over. Yeah, Rebel Soul, great run for McDowell. Solid run for Keselowski as well. Been in the top 10 all day. I'd say Josh Berry with a decent run in his second start in the NASCAR Next Gen car. Run about 16th or so all day. I think he's only going to make more and more progress in that 9 car. Nick DeGoya, where is that debris? I'm taking my water bottle. We're throwing it down on the racetrack right now. I'm going to get that debris caution. Debris caution incoming. You see that? 15 to go currently. Kevin Harvick setting sail on the field. Harvick's lead now up to almost 4 seconds over Kyle Larson. 5.5 seconds back to Bell. 7.5 seconds back to Byron. And now we got some guys racing 3 wide for the lucky dog. Dillon, Wallace, and Allmendinger into turn 1. Allmendinger going to lose out there. He's going to drop 2 spots back. Dillon and Bubba both able to get by him. Gibbs also now trying to get by A.J. Allmendinger, who's really starting to struggle on this long run. Oh, boy. Just please tell me there's going to be that caution. Harvick's lead now 4 seconds. These guys are having to run the longest they will on a set of tires today to end this race. So everybody going to be on edge here over this final 12 laps. Come on. Come on. So looking at the stat sheet, Kevin Harvick about to join in another elite club of drivers with 10 wins or more to single track. Jimmy Johnson's got 11 wins at Dover. Earnhardt, 10 wins at Talladega. Pearson, 10 wins at Darlington. Waltrip with 12 wins at Bristol and Martinsville. And then Richard Petty has 10 wins at 5 different tracks. Kevin Harvick reeling in Martin Truex Jr. to put him a lap down. I mean, right now, though, Harvick just needs to chill out, and Kyle Larson's about to lose second place to Christopher Bell if he's not careful with 11 to go. Christopher Bell has now caught up to Kyle Larson. Spinner! Spinner! Yes! Yes! Harrison Burton around! Woo! Thank you! We're back in it. And it looks like a flat on the right front. We're back in this thing, baby. 10 to go. Caution is out. Let's go. We're back in this thing. I'm sorry for the Harvick fans. Oh, yeah, big piece of debris out on the racetrack. I'm sorry, Brian. I'm sorry, but there we go. There we got our caution. Now it's all down to this pit stop. It's off of turn 4. Harrison Burton just loses it down the front straightaway. We don't really have a good angle of it here. It's like, bruh, I'm sorry. That looks like low key. I'm not even trying to be funny if that's a rig. I don't know. He has a flat tire. Dude, like literally just like it looks like he just turned left. Like, I mean, like he literally looks like he just turned left off of turn 4. I mean, yes, some guys tend to lose it there, but that is like a little suspicious. But hey, we got the caution, and now it's up to Kyle Larson's pit crew. They lost the lead for him last week on pit road. Can they get it back for him here at Phoenix? Come on, let's go. It's going to be Harvick, Larson, Bell, Byron, Reddick, your top 5 when they come to pit road. The free pass went to Austin Dillon. Probably going to get restarted with just about 4 laps to go. It's going to be a sprint to the finish. Oh, man, the intensity just, boom, it's through the roof. Come on, Larson. Let's go. We got to get this victory. The only thing that might help out Harvick is there's quite a few lapped cars between him and Larson. So when they like first merge on pit road, that might give him a little bit of a buffer, a time buffer over Larson and Bell. Oh, this is another good question I wasn't even thinking. Does anybody take 2 tires? Anybody take no tires? You stay out. If I'm like Ryan Preece, all the way down in 17th, Josh Berry. Actually, if I'm Ryan Preece, I'm taking no tires or 2 tires, man. This is my sponsor's race. Let's get our car out front here a little bit. It's a United Rentals car. It's a United Rentals sponsored race. I would stay out. I mean, we didn't see anybody stay out or take 2 tires last week in Vegas. I was shocked by that. I think we'll probably do it here. T-Van, thank you for bringing back enthusiasm I used to have for the sport. Glad to see you're still rooting for Harvick. Yeah. Well, I'm trying to bring back the enthusiasm in this sport. I'm like trying to be optimistic about NASCAR. You know what? I have to write my final English paper for high school, and it's about NASCAR, or why NASCAR is about to have a revival. So you got to have some sort of enthusiasm out there. Now they're down pit road. Harvick leads them in. Doesn't have much of a buffer over Larson. Just can't make a mistake on pit road. No speeding, no penalty, no nothing. But who do you take 2 tires? Do you take 2 tires? That's my question. Byron's going to take 2 tires. He's going to make the strategy call. I think it's a good call. Harvick will take 4. Now who's going to win the race off of pit road? Larson with a slow stop, but they're going to take 2 tires as well on the 5. 2 tires on the 5 and the 24, and I think a couple of others. Larson, Byron, Blaney, Chastain, Kyle Busch, Hamlin, and yeah, all those guys took 2 tires. Let's go. 6 people took 2 tires. So that's going to put a buffer between Larson and Harvick. Okay. Harvick took 4 tires. Larson took 2. And Byron took 2. I can't remember who else took 2 now. I'm trying to remember. We'll see once the leaderboard shuffles out here. So it's Larson, Byron, Blaney, Chastain, Kyle Busch, and Denny Hamlin all took 2 tires. Those are all solid race cars. Like that's going to be hard for Harvick to get through. But then you have Harvick and Briscoe, 2 Stewart-Haas teammates, the first guys, each on 4 tires. Then Reddick, Keselowski round out your top 10. Oh, this just got interesting, ladies and gentlemen. Now, those guys on 2 tires, they have not raced on 2 tires at all today. So those cars are going to drive entirely different than how they've had it driving all day. I don't know if you recall yesterday in the NASCAR Xfinity Series race, when we saw some late race cautions, and those guys had to restart on old tires. We didn't see a wreck, but almost everybody overshot turns 1 and 2. And that's probably going to be what happens for this top 6 on 2 tires, because they really don't know how hard to push it on the 2 tires. But, I mean, you got to push it, because everybody's going to be trying to run you over from behind. I would not be surprised if this is not our final caution of the day. Nick DeGoat, let's go, Brad. Truex was speeding down pit road. Well, he wasn't really in the picture anyways. But that's just adds even more to the what's it, salt to the wound? I don't know. What's the saying? Just insult to injury. So Truex was speeding. Oh, this is getting crazy now. 2 tires for Larson, Byron, Blaney, Chastain, Kyle Busch, and Denny Hamlin. Then the first guy on 4 tires, Kevin Harvick, in 7th. Thanks everybody watching right now. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe. Byron's front tire changer almost got ran over trying to get out of that pit stall. Oh boy. Yeah, Harvick's probably gonna be in trouble here, but I think we're gonna get restarted with about 3 to go, maybe 4 to go. So I think Byron took 2 tires. And honestly, yeah, I would not be surprised if Larson's picker, I mean, actually, no, they probably went with 2 tires. But you easily could have had a strategy call, like, since Larson's got that number 1 pit stall and Harvick and Byron are so far behind him, they could have easily been able to, like, have a radio call based on what, like, Harvick took. If he took 4 tires, they could have been like, okay, over the radio, we're going to take 2, we're going to take 2, and just, like, change it their last minute. But next, everybody watching right now, here they are. They're going to come to the choose cone, and so we'll be restarted with 3 to go, that means. So Larson's going to go low, obviously. Byron will go high, and then it's like, who knows what's going to happen. We got 70 people in here. Feel free to drop a like and subscribe. Thanks to everybody watching. Come on, Kyle Larson. We just got to get this victory here after last weekend. Larson goes low, Byron goes high, Blaney goes low, Chastain will go high, so will Kyle Busch go high, then Hamlin will go low, then Harvick will go low, then Briscoe will go high, then that Reddick will go low, and then Keselowski will go high. So pretty much just even Steven there. No real surprises. Brian, as a newbie, I want to say thanks in advance. I'll be watching going forward. Well, no problem, Brian. Thanks for tuning in. You know what? I feel like we should like pitch it out there to the community. It's like just watch Eric Almiroli's stream, put him on mute, and then like find a second device and watch and listen to my commentary and like just sync it up. Because then you'll have the ultimate combination. And we both get a good result. Okay, so Larson going to be on the inside. Byron going to be on the outside here as they come to the restart. Are we going to see another caution? Who knows? I have no idea, Kayla. I just, it's like, that's like a thing. What they say, even see, I don't know. Anyways, we're about to get into the restart. Larson on the inside, Byron on the outside. In the Geico restart zone they go. 3 to go from Phoenix. Can Harvick come back on 4 tires? A good restart for Larson down low. He's going to have to throw the block on Blaney. That was close. As they go down into turn 1, somebody is super slow. Somebody's got an issue. Byron on the outside of Larson through turns 1 and 2. Larson's going to be able to slide up and clear him. Here comes Blaney down low. Harvick trying to get through there in the middle. Oh, Bowman's going to get up into the side of Bell down the back straightaway. It's Larson out front. An Allmendinger around in turns 1 and 2. The caution going to be back out. We're going to go to overtime. And Ty Gibbs with some damage as well. So now it's Larson, Byron, Blaney, Chastain. Or no, Larson, Byron, Blaney, Chastain, Reddick, Hamlin. So really no big change in track position there. But yeah, Allmendinger spins and a bunch of damage on the front end and Ty Gibbs. Oh, no, Gregson also got involved in that. Oh, boy. Thanks to everybody watching right now. Kyle Larson's just got to hold him off one more time. Come on, Larson. Come on. Oh, my anxiety's like through the roof right now. Larson, Byron, Blaney, Chastain, Reddick, your top 5. Then Hamlin, Harvick, Bowman, Busch, and Bell, your top 10. Briscoe, Berry, Logano, Preece, and Buescher, your top 15. Then Dillon, McDowell, Wallace, Keselowski, and Jones, your top 20. Oh, my goodness. I'm so nervous right now. Come on, Larson. Come on. Been the dominant car all day. Has now led over... Larson will have led 200 laps by the time this race is over. Whether or not he wins. Byron has went out front for 62 laps. Harvick was out front for 36. Jones led for 14 there under that strategy call. But yeah, I'm trying to see somebody like it was almost like I think that something broke. I think it was actually Keselowski that just had a free fall through the middle of the pack. Can't see from this angle, but I mean, I want to see if there's like an aerial shot or something. But yeah, on that restart, Harvick was trying to surge forward, but Hamlin and Chastain kind of blocked him in. Kyle Busch got into the outside wall going down the back straightaway. Trying to see, yeah, but I think I'm looking at the leaderboard. I'm seeing if Keselowski dropped down the running order. Yeah, I think Keselowski had an issue. He dropped all the way down to 18th. Oh boy, and we're into overtime in Phoenix. Yeah, it was a legit caution, Gobbler. It was well, the one for overtime. I didn't even see a real replay of it. All I know is AJ Allmendinger spun around in turns 1 and 2. Ty Gibbs had a lot of front end damage. Noah Gragson was also like in the wall. I mean, everybody's able to keep going, but Lorna, go Denny. Yeah, let me hear it in the chat. Who are you rooting for right now as we're in NASCAR overtime at Phoenix? Drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Up to 3,431 subscribers. I appreciate it. Oh, come on, Kyle. Can Kevin Harvick get to the front? He's the first car on 4 fresh tires. He'll restart in 7th. Hey, we're over 1,200 viewers on the day. I appreciate it. Oh, boy. Come on. Come on. Kayla rooting for Larson. Adam rooting for Larson or Byron. 1 Mile Cup Series, Harvick. Come on. Oh, sorry. I just blew into the mic. Oh, free pass. A free pass will be Daniel Suarez, so he's back in the mix. Yes, yeah, quite a few guys took away around for the previous caution to this one, so now this kind of bails them out a little bit. Still, almost every car still in this race. BJ McLeod behind the wall, as well as Harrison Burton. Oh, actually, Tyler Reddick is the first one with 4 fresh tires. He's going to restart in 4th. Oh, boy, look out for Tyler Reddick. Come on, Larson. He's just got to hold off for 2 laps. 2 laps. Going to get restarted here with first attempt at overtime. Here they're going to come to the juice cone this time, I believe. Larson's going to go low, I'd imagine. And Larson will go low. Byron will go high. Blaney will go low. Reddick will go high. He's the first guy on 4 fresh tires. Look out for him. Then Chastain goes high. And then who is that? Then Hamlin will go low. Those are your first 3 rows. Dude, I can't even look. I can't look. Got to get that first win. We were so close last week. This time we're the ones that do get bailed out by the caution, but we haven't sealed the deal yet. Larson and Byron, the 2 dominant cars all day, are starting 1st and 2nd. Larson on the inside, Byron on the outside. Here we are. Into turns 3 and 4 for possibly the final time. Here we are. Overtime at Phoenix. Kyle Larson trying to hold him off. And the green flag is back out. Larson gets a good restart down low. Reddick, the first car on 4 tires, backs it up a little bit on the outside. Through the dogleg they go. Larson not as good of a restart as last time. Byron going to be on the outside of the 5. Through turns 1 and 2. Byron on the outside of his teammate. They are side by side. They touch. Down the back straightaway. Blaney going to make it 3 wide to the inside. Here comes Reddick on the outside with 4 fresh tires. He's pushing Byron to the lead. Off a turn 4. Byron with the lead. They're 3 wide behind him for second. Reddick got 4 fresh tires trying to storm to the front. Down into turns 1 and 2 for the final time. William Byron out front. Trying to hold off Ryan Blaney, Tyler Reddick, and Larson side by side for third. I think it's Byron's race to lose as they go down the back straightaway. William Byron out front into turns 3 and 4. Ryan Blaney in second. Reddick in third. Kyle Larson in fourth. William Byron will go back-to-back in Phoenix. And now he's going to get bailed out by another caution. Oh, my gosh. No talent. No, I'm joking. But, oh, my gosh. Come on. Not another. Oh, my goodness. Not Byron again. He is going to be loving that. Then Blaney, Reddick. I mean, hats off to Byron, though. He drove it in deep on the outside. He was able to stay to the outside of his teammate Larson, and then Blaney got in there, made it 3 wide. Byron wins Phoenix. See, here's the thing I have to say. I hear what you're saying, Godzilla, watching Byron, but this is a great win for Byron, but it's still, can he be consistent? That is the question. Last year, in the start of the season, the hottest driver in the first 2 months of the season has that moment at Darlington between him and Logano. Didn't have another top 10 for like 17 races. So that's the question for me with him. Can he be consistent? Yeah, good on Byron for capitalizing. Thanks, everybody watching. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. I know, Mel. Larson blew it again. I don't say this one he blew it as much. I think this is just, a late race restart. It's chaos. But where did Harvick come home? Harvick comes home 5th. Yeah, he's got to be frustrated. Then it's Bell, Briscoe, Kyle Busch, Bowman, Berry. Josh Berry gets his first ever NASCAR Cup Series top 10. How about that? Josh Berry sneaks into the top 10. Then Logano, Priest, McDowell, Wallace, Buescher, your top 15. Austin Dillon, Truex, Keselowski, Stenhouse, Allmendinger, your top 20. Then Jones, Suarez, Hamlin. Did something happen to Hamlin and Chastain? They finished 23rd and 24th. Then Cedric LaJoie, Haley, Gibbs, Gregson, Ty Dillon, your top 30. Then Zane Smith, Gill, and Almirola Ware, Burton, and McLeod round out your field. Oh, boy. At Phoenix, Harvick was looking for that 10th Phoenix win. He does extend his top 10 streak, but still not what he wanted. Thanks to everybody who tuned in today. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe before you head out. See you next week, Gobbler, Mr. Josh. Thanks for the stream. I don't know what happened to Chastain. Him and Hamlin all of a sudden finished 23rd and 24th. Last cars on the lap, so I have to imagine maybe they got involved in something. We'll see you guys next week. Thanks to everybody who tuned in. Be live for Atlanta. Hey, we're up to 3,432 subscribers. I appreciate it.